was the I gesture weirdly at my hips.
Yes. Yes, he's the centaur.
Ah, okay.
The centaur for disease control? No?
I wasn't quite sure what we were calling them these days.
I've missed the reference. I'm hips centaur.
It's hip to be
I
a square.
ran into one of them the other day, and he tried to convince me that he was a morse, like a man horse. Like he was a horse from the waist down. I think he was coming on to me, but I'm not completely sure.
You did hit the drink pretty hard the other day.
Did he have a head?
He had a man's head, yes.
Oh,
Okay, so he wasn't a headless man horse.
oh god.
No.
God, what would a centaur Dullahan look like?
Like just a big horse cock. Like a massive...
Again, I hope we're having this conversation as we're just
Yeah.
standing
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
That was part of the reason why I went so absurd, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Uthan's just standing there kind of gobsmacked.
I'm trying to involve you, Matt, in more conversations, so that you have more time to RP too.
Oh no, look, you do your thing. The NPC's just kind of standing there shocked at the conversation happening. I think we're done here.
Are we? Where's your son?
I don't know where he is.
But
I
your
sent
son
everyone
totally did this,
home.
right? Like your son totally did this?
This
Like,
kind of thing is
graffiti
beyond
was-
him.
No offense, but the graffiti was for like a shorter person.
I
I
think that there
never-
was
Maybe
There's a-
you did this.
there's a fine related to this situation somehow, Rose.
Oh, absolutely. Let me consult my book.
I mean, I've already given you 50 gold pieces.
Oh no, we're not
Oh.
talking about you. We're talking about whoever wrote the message, right, Quintus? Or am I completely off track?
Well, I would
was
hope
not
they'd be
aware-
punished in some sort.
I
Like your
was
son?
not aware that reparations were already made for the removal of wasps. Never mind. Carry on.
Oh, was they?
Lenore has it as
Oh, that's right.
As
As
always.
always. As always, yes.
Swiping bitch. What?
I just look down at the bank owner and I'm like, alright, move along.
Alright. Yep, you can go now.
But this is my bag!
Yes,
Right.
you can go to your office now. We need to have a talk. The adults need to talk.
Right you are. Good day.
Okay, are we going now? Okay.
Oh, actually, real quick question. Can I just ask one question before you leave?
She's a witch, you should know. Damn it. You have to
I just want to know
people.
where you keep the money here.
in
I keep it in the vault.
Where's the vault?
He came back out.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Aww. Please be good at diplomacy.
Please be awful.
Ah.
That's
22?
That's okay. Pretty good.
The vault is
Jesus
over
Christ.
here. As he kind of just storms past you.
So I hate to break it to you, but there's no money in there. Those are clearly empty tires.
Is there any like money on the floor?
It's
I
mostly a
assume so.
secure vault. Like, with
Legitimately, we should probably actually check the vault to make sure it hasn't been stolen from. But
Oh, that's a really good idea. Sir, if I leave my coat outside, I just have like a very basic thing with no pockets. Would you permit me to go inside the vault and make sure that nothing has been stolen? Or have you already checked it yourself?
Fine, follow me.
Okay, good. I look at Maldwin. I go, like...
Try again.
And then I shake my head and, like, pass my coat to Halcyon.
you meant Marta, right?
I
meant Marty,
bring
yeah.
the coat in with me.
My bad. Oh, you're following?
Yeah. You think I'm gonna pass out getting the opportunity to look inside a vault?
That was kind of the idea, yes! Absolutely. Alright, we look inside. I step into the door of the bank vault and I don't go any further.
Yep. It's pretty
Then-
much just secure lockboxes.
Then I lean over the top of the small man.
God damn it.
We are terrible people. But yes, secure lockboxes. They don't look to have been obstructed or messed with at all? Give me a perception check,
Absolutely.
though.
Alright.
From both of us?
Well, you're both
No.
looking. You don't have to if you
There's
don't
no
want
reason
to.
that you're there.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll get a 20.
Oh,
I mean,
oh.
yeah, no, you have a look around and the lockboxes all seem untouched.
Anything like slightly out of place, like some rubble on the floor or some
No, it looks pretty clean.
any grout missing between tiles?
27? Yeah, no. It looks undisturbed.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Harrison, would you agree that it's quite obvious that someone has tried to break in here at some point recently?
It wouldn't surprise me if they've made initial preparations.
Yes, yes. The ways that the dust is piled in the corners, yes? From something shaking the roof, perhaps, or the foundations?
How's that deception going?
Yep, on it.
Do I have to make one too?
I mean, you can aid.
Don't think I.
27.
You know what? I'm gonna pass on
Oh.
that aid because that's a risk.
You don't want to roll the one.
Wait, hang on. Let me just quickly check what I'm allowed to do with this, with that feat. Sorry, give me a second.
You're right. I need to
versatile
check something
performance.
with him anyway.
You can put one of your
No.
feats in front of the other feats.
No, I can only use performance instead of deception to impersonate.
Ah. Well, you're not impersonating in this case, but
It's still
still,
a 27.
it's still 27. And apparently he's a level 1 banker. So,
What's he got?
Oh shit, we could actually take him.
Yes, but we're good.
yes.
Oh my god.
And his combat level
level
might be
1
different to his banker
banker.
level.
Could I multi-class into banker?
No, not again. Not in this edition, please.
I mean, I was working on what was it, a treasurer archetype?
Okay.
Yes, but that
Nick-
was for a specific game.
That was.
Okay.
He kind of looks aghast at the idea. And, you honestly think someone's gonna rob me? I've been established in this neighborhood for generations. My family has run this since Absalom's fighting.
To be quite honest with you, sir, my colleague here, Halcyon, has worked with quite literally hundreds of private citizens around the city, and caused them
Yes.
to given them reasons essentially to show up their defenses, so to speak, against the common bandit.
Well, is this?
I think that his word is incredibly valuable here. Honestly, he normally charges for this kind of thing.
Consider me a private security specialist.
Can you roll deception? I want to see if he holds a straight face.
Yeah, actually, give me a deception check.
Yes. I just want to see if you hold a straight face when you say that. Oh, yeah.
He just he's sweating bullets at this point. Because you have definitely instilled in him this fear that his bank is going to be robbed, and it's going to be robbed soon. And you can just tell that on his face, just like, oh my god.
So we will do the absolute hardest on our end to stop any of the perpetrators of such a robbery, but you do need to hold up your end, yes, and not make it an easy target.
Oh, no, certainly. Whatever you recommend.
All right. Yes, I just show up the upper and lower defenses, and stop people from tunneling in from above or below, and all that shit. Halcyon, if you have anything, I'm going to go ahead and head out here.
Is that
Yes.
a thing that can actually happen?
Well, kobolds can be quite industrious in their tunneling. So I've heard at least.
Yes.
We will need
My
to arrange
goodness.
a meeting with your son sometime in the future. We are currently going to.
a sample. Sorry.
I'm considering this situation. I'll organize a meeting.
Thank you very much. It's not so much we suspect your son, more so that your son is a potential weakness in your defenses.
No, of course. Whatever you think is best.
Thank you very much. If you need to contact us, please reach out to the Edgewatch Precinct District.
Certainly.
headquarters. We will be off. We will speak with your son in the near future.
Yes, no, I will let you know.
Appreciated.
Just leave him
So,
there in the
how
vault
did
to
things-
sweat bullets.
Yeah.
So, how did things go?
Productive.
Wonderfully. wonderfully, honestly. It was a really good and productive conversation.
I'd have to clip that later.
I hand you back your jacket.
Would it be too much if I tried to high five you? Is that okay?
I reach my hand out like straight.
I
For it to
jump
not
up.
be a lo-fi for me.
Yes. I jump up and I hit your hand. That was wonderful. Thank you. That made my day. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. What are we headed to next?
I will check the binder.
Petty and Sphinx Trust. We also have Stone Sworn Savings and Loan. Those are the other two banks that are proposed.
Surely it's about lunch now, right?
Yes, of course. If
No,
you
it's
want
about
to
3
go.
past 8 actually.
It would be about
No time
mid-morning
God damn it.
if we're gonna put a
do
finer
that.
point on it. Because you were given the quest mission pretty much first thing in the morning.
Yes. Yes.
So it would be about afternoon, well, morning tea
It's
time.
about 11 Z's.
Yeah,
11sies, Of course.
Or second
Well,
breakfast. or
Winter, so
brunch.
you trying to tell us that you're hungry?
Which place goes past the best food? That's all I'm saying.
Appropriate knowledge check or society?
Oh yeah.
Check. Cooking law.
Huge
I mean-
society skill.
No, Lord, you spent a lot of time in this recent area. You got any ideas for us, maybe?
I don't know, does she? Ooh. No,
19.
I think Bada's got this one.
She only knows bird places to eat.
Those where they throw all the like scraps of mince pies out the back window.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're assuming she doesn't spend money out of the pouch that she has around her thing and buy herself the most ridiculous meals.
I mean,
That's fair. Yeah, that's true. But I think Quintus wouldn't realize that is a possibility.
No.
Quintus is still struggling with the fact that she talks.
yeah.
Ah, that's fair.
So, Mada,
Yes,
do you know a good place?
I sure do.
Yeah.
What is it?
Shit.
No. We don't want shit. We want something nice.
Like cheese? I
Oh
love cheese.
no,
in
sorry,
Zimbabwe.
I missed out. It's a lovely shiitake place.
Oh, nice. Mushrooms. That's mushrooms, right?
Yeah, yes, actually.
I've never eaten a mushroom in my life.
Nick,
It's
I hate you
a
right
wonderful
now.
place that does Underdark specialities.
Oh, cool. You'll love those, Quintus. They
Big
will be right up
servings?
your alley.
Oh,
We can
decent.
get a big serving.
yeah, decent size. It's
You may want to follow it up with some spirits of some sorts.
it's called the Underpark.
right. Lead the way.
It. Let's go.
GM frantically makes notes.
We can run this one all by ourselves. All right, so we head about 3. Unless you want to go, Nick, I'll go. Yeah.
Yeah, you go for it.
Okay. We head
Oh,
about 3
fucking
blocks
nowhere.
northwards, and as we kind of turn the corner, the first thing that hits
Do you
you
think
is
she's
this
leading us to our certain death?
amazing kind of slant in the road, as like whatever is kind of been constructed in this precinct has obviously had some kind of sinkhole gone, and so the road just kind of curves over the course of about 20 feet, almost straight down, in a small kind of like circular area. And at the center of this place is this hut that has been shaped to look like a giant fungoid structure with kind of this brown, kind of mottled coating kind of hovering over this, what basically looks like a mushroom hut. And the closer we get... Hang on. I'm almost done. And the closer you kind of get as you kind of descend down this weird, deformed roadside, the more just the smells of, like, just very regulation frying things kind of comes out. It doesn't smell anything weird. It just smells like kind of good fried foods. All right.
You get?
Yeah, I'm good.
And yeah, no. As described, it's a nice little place. The windows are obviously, well, not blacked out, but they do have blackout curtains on the inside. It kind of gives it a darker ambience. They go more for fluorescent or fungal
Yep.
lighting.
Phosphorescent.
Yes,
Yeah,
that one.
biofluorescent.
Bioluminescence. There we go.
Oh, nice.
And it kind of gives it this very interesting Twilight feel, comforting without being too dark.
Super cool. Do you think the roof is that way through, like, do you think it's actually that way, or do you think it's just an illusion?
Could be magic.
I put my hand out and touch the wall. Does it feel like it's kind of mushroomy, or if once I touch it, does it feel like actual stone or wood?
It does feel like actual wood.
Okay, all right. So
But
totally
they have
illusion.
they've done something to the walls to make algae or moss kind of grow over the side of it in sections.
That's cool.
Am I familiar with this moss in any way? Does it have any other alchemical processes?
You're not taking samples. We're going to lunch.
In the
Just
same
to see
way,
if I recognize anything.
in the same way that a hedge has alchemical properties.
Good answer.
So yes, potentially you could probably make some fungal tea. At most, it might give you an upset stomach. Or at worst, I should say.
All right. Give me a moment and I beckon Lenore over, and after handing her a single gold piece, I dish out 12 gold pieces between everybody. So I will subtract 36 from mine, and everybody else add 12 to yours.
Thank you.
Hooray!
And, true to Mada's word, the menu is mostly mushroom dishes, or mushroom or other underdark delicacies. So there are some things that are kind of a moss salad, for instance, is one of them. They have several fish delicacies that they swear comes from straight from the Underdark every morning. Otherwise, they have a couple of other specialties, like a meal that is served up in complete darkness, and it's kind of a
pretty cool.
mystery dish of some sort.
But what's the biggest dish you have?
The biggest dish that they have is
We had to skip breakfast.
You had to skip.
Oh my god, Matt, it's a giant stuffed mushroom. Like, just turned upside down, like, but the mushroom is the bowl, because we're fantasy world.
Yep.
Like, so yeah, and then just, like, meat
Yep,
and
it's
grilled pork.
It's effectively
and...
a big breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
in
baked
a
into a
mushroom.
mushroom, yes.
Yeah, like 18 inches
Okay,
wide.
I'm really hungry all of a sudden. Oh my, can you hear this?
Yeah, no. And it's served with various small little tongue-like forks and various sauces that you can dip the food into.
Yeah,
Oh.
Kind of like a fondue or a cob loaf, but more vegetarian friendly.
Get one of them.
Yeah. Halcyon, do you want to... Sorry. Halcyon, would you like to go halves on one of those with me, or...
I'm sure you could pinch some off of Quintus's plate. I'm sure he
I really
can't
couldn't.
handle it.
It's not good when you try to steal food from him.
Not stealing, right, Quintus?
I'll just have a
There's
kid's meal.
just sort of like a
Thank you.
guttural growl, like you would hear from a protective bear, emanating
I'll
from
just-
Quintus.
I'll just have whatever kind of kid's meal you have. So that'll be fine. Thank you.
You are informed by the waiter that they don't usually serve children, but they will bring out an appropriate-sized meal.
Thank you, sir. That's very kind of you.
I will make sure that my son is not into any trouble.
Wow. I take an arrow and I stab you in the side of the ribs with it. I make an attack roll.
I'm gonna stab your breastplate.
Tink.
I'll just like go for like whatever I can get. I got a 20. Does that hit your AC anymore?
No.
No.
Not even flat-footed. Oh no! Maybe flat-footed. But
I just kind of try and needle you with it.
Yeah, I like grab it out of your hand as you strike me, and I use it to like consume food.
The food that we haven't gotten yet.
Yeah, well, I'm
You know what
excited.
I mean? Yeah.
well, it does take them a little while to bring out the food. Do any of you want to have a discussion over lunch? It's pretty quiet in here at the moment.
I do have one question I'd like to pose to the rest of you.
Yes.
A pillow is brought out for Tenebrae.
What exactly are we looking for when we're checking to see if a bank is potentially going to get robbed?
obvious
Links and
security
weaknesses.
flaws. Yeah.
They either
New
might be locational
employees.
or yes. For example,
Well-
his son. His son
Sorry.
tends to scream quite a lot.
I thought that was Lenore.
For example, his son is a potential security risk. Not in the fact that his son himself may be the one dealing the damage, but one of an enterprising mind might utilize him for unearthing other weaknesses or bankrolling such a heist.
I turned to Halcyon. Aren't you worried about things like tunneling up and under? Or is that like not actually a thing?
It's not a common practice,
Oh,
as
okay.
it tends to leave a trail.
It happens in all the stories, though.
It can be a very effective method, but it's a rather slow method.
Ah, okay.
If you prefer to remain unseen, you'd rather...
Oh, I've always been telling that tale of the kobold with the toothbrush. I like that tale. That one always gets a couple of wins around the bar.
I'm unfamiliar with this one.
It is a good story.
Oh, you know, the kobold wants to rob a place, so he takes a toothbrush and he digs a piece of dirt. Like, every day he digs more dirt with his toothbrush, because that's all he has. I think he's in prison at one point. Anyway, the climax of the story is that he finally sees the light, and then he has a heart attack as soon as he sees the light. And that's like how the story ends. Look, a lot of it is lost in translation, but the kobold loves that one. They find it hilarious.
Of course.
Kobolds have claws. Why didn't he just use those?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it's about how he's stupid for A, digging in the ground constantly, and B, like, not just, like, I don't know, going and worshipping a dragon. I don't really know what kobolds do.
Well, I mean,
From my
you could
understanding,
ask
it is
one.
mostly just worshipping a dragon, sure.
Ah, okay. Got it.
God,
Well,
where's
Bill,
Tim
got
at
any
in this?
plans with, 20 and going?
With Quintus?
Yeah, I said, Quintus, have you got any plans with 20 and going after this?
With who?
I just look at you. 20 and going. You're Smiths, for God's sakes.
Who?
Father, you fool.
Pava.
Jeez, Quintus, do you need food to operate?
Yes, don't we all? Fundamentally.
Well,
And
So,
you hear another well from both Tenebrae and Lenore.
yeah.
Well,
He does have you there.
It's at this point the
Yeah.
food is brought out, though.
oh, thank goodness.
And yes, the giant stuffed mushroom is rather large.
Excellent.
So, what's your story?
Who are you talking to?
Like, who do you think I'm talking to? I'm not exactly gonna be asking Halcyon or Quintus.
I know most of my story.
The food server.
So, what's your story? I have received a small, little, tiny mushroom filled with like a couple of like cubed of what looks to be like quinoa and like tofu, and I just
Yeah.
start picking at it. So, what's your story? Like, how'd you end up in here? In the watch?
Well, I'll,
The better watch.
Did you shaft somebody and like say put you over here for spite? Or...
I'll put down my Gug Burger.
Wow.
I don't have the wiki open, shut up. I joined up on the watch after, my parents were killed, and it became a cold case. So I figured I might as well join up. Part of me wanted to solve that case, but it's been such a long time now. I just hope to make sure that sort of thing never happens again.
Wait, you joined Edgewatch ages ago? I thought you transferred in from somewhere.
Oh, yeah, no, I joined Edgewatch because, well, no offense, but the, whole murder thing interested me.
Wait, you mean you volunteered?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Volunteered from where?
You hear the
From
air
the,
raid sirens going off in poor Rose's brain from here.
From the... You know, the place. What are they called again?
But who in their right mind would volunteer for Edgewatch? This place is a shithole.
Wow.
Hey,
I concur with that statement wholeheartedly.
this is our shithole.
Yes, I
Not
have an
just a
asshole,
shithole.
and it's my asshole. That doesn't make it any prettier, Quintus. Yeah, why would you join? That seems insane. Surely you could do more for more in other places.
Well, I've been working with the God for a while, and they
Oh,
don't
the Grey
really...
Cloaks.
The Grey Cloaks, there we go, thank you. They're not as proactive with the entire community as I was hoping for.
Okay.
They're definitely more for the religious settlement, as it were.
Well, the entire community of that sector tends to be religious nutbags. Not much
Exactly.
you can do.
But I have a, let's call it an interest in cults and murder gods. So
Oh,
Yeah, that's not
Well.
suspicious at all.
no, this is going to sound ridiculous, but I would like one day to arrest Norgaba.
you know what?
You
I have
want
my
to
doubts
arrest
on
a
you.
god?
No. I have my doubts, but I think you're going to fit right in. Honestly,
Uh-oh.
you're going to fit far too well here.
Somehow that's worse.
Somehow.
Yes.
I spoke to my friend about Norgaba the other day.
Did you?
He said that there were some sort of zealots trying to recruit people from the docks.
From the ducks?
You know, people that were
Quack,
as
quack. Oh,
well
ducks.
off.
No, I agree with you, Rose. That does sound like a quacker's concept.
I'm sorry, I misheard you. Well, honestly, that was delicious. I push away my fully eaten food, as everybody else is like consumed like a small portion of theirs.
Just woof it down.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I would feel that Quintus would at least be...
I'm slowly trying to stealth that food in front of me.
What? No. I got a kid's meal, Quintus. I've eaten it all.
I think he's trying to steal from everyone else.
No,
no. Like whatever I left on my plate, you're gonna try and just kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
But I'm
If
definitely
I
doing
left-
it surreptitiously. I
Just
got
with the
stealth
fork,
of
just
If I
kinda-
left-
7.
Okay, if I left anything over, I would probably push it towards you. But I assumed I picked my kid's meal clean.
Oh, okay,
But,
right.
but you can have it.
I mean, it tasted good as well, as far as kids' meal goes.
And then I will pull out a. Matt, I'm just gonna send you like a flat 5 gold for a lot of alcohol. Alright,
What, for
I'm
some
just
day
gonna-
drinking?
Yeah. No. I'm just gonna assume I've bought some alcohol in the past.
Yeah,
You
no,
have a-
that's fair.
You have a
You
You don't
last
have
week,
prison
right?
consumable.
Yeah, it's full of alchemist fire.
So
I'm
like
not drinking that shit.
a hip flask.
God,
No, I
an
actually don't have
alchemist-
a hip flask.
a cocktail
I
made
do
with
have,
alchemist
I do have some actual like entire bottles though being
Oh,
carted
that's
around in
right.
Lenore's bag,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she
More than
complains
just
about it
those.
every now and again.
even though it's weightless. Fucking bird.
Well, it's not shiny
Uh,
enough.
As we're kind of, I will polish the bottles after I pull them out just to like placate her. I pull out some elderberry wine and start. I've been on the Silmarillion. Please, I apologize. Pull out some elderberry wine and start pouring like everybody a cuppa.
I read like the 3 chapters whilst I was waiting for my hotel to open up in Canada. Fuck, it's a slow book.
It truly is.
I'm just about done with it.
Just about. Wow.
Yeah.
Even when I was
read-
fully into Lord of the Rings, it still took me a week to tackle.
Yeah, it's been about that. All right, everybody, some elderberry wine before we get back on the job. Just a small, like, little chaser.
I don't think I could put anything else in me.
I hold it up underneath your nose, and it smells like just like pure blackberries.
there's like
Elderberries were poisonous.
there's both an enticement on my face, and then I like gag a little bit.
I knows that's fail. I down it. And then I down mine, and then I push the other two towards like, one towards Maldwin. Fuck, not Maldwin, Marta.
Marta.
You're not. Why
Fuck.
did you choose another M name? For fuck's sake.
Marta came first.
Yeah, no,
All
that's
right,
true.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I push another one towards Marta, and the last one towards Halcyon.
Likewise, the waiter brings out a cup of wine for Tenebrae.
Fuck yeah, it does.
I hope you pay him for that.
So anyway,
So the cat drinks on the job. Is that wise?
Tenebrae speaks up. Yes, the cat drinks on the job.
Ah,
The cat also talks on the job. This should worry me less, but I look at Lenore, and then I look back at the cat.
Just shared glaring.
He
So,
just downs his glass.
Oh,
With
he
his
uses
tail.
hand.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Oh, that's not pleasant.
well, it could be worse. Could be the cat with hands.
No, not that.
I will never forgive you, Bill, for showing me that. Never.
Right. Cat
Never.
with hands. Sorry, I'm
Like
gonna
if it
look
was
this up
like
real
if
quick.
it was like an apom or an ambipom, I'd be fine with it. But it's not. It's a cat.
So it's like
is this
skinny.
is this the cat with hands? Wait, this is a 4-minute movie?
Yeah.
Moving along.
Watch
Yeah,
it
that's the
later. It's an experience. Actually, everyone who's watching this, the cat with hands.
No.
It's
the
a
dark, surreal story of a cat who wants to be human.
yeah, no, it's has quite a punch to it. Anyway,
Oh, and puns.
with lunch finished up, the next closest location is the tannery.
Let's do it.
yep. Sounds like a thing.
What's the tannery?
Uh,
I'll write that one down.
Did you write it down?
Nope.
The tannery was one of the leads. Apparently, they're building a float there. Oh, they're building a couple of floats there, and there was a break-in and some sabotage, or at least some arson.
Cheddar guy. The hobo cheddar.
All right.
Oh no, hobo, not hobo.
What?
Yeah,
It's
that
a
makes it better.
Hobgoblin.
That was the fifth lead. Well, yes.
Is that not the tannery?
Nope. You're talking about Tridaxa. Or
Yeah, cheddar guy.
But no, the tannery is a separate location, run by a man named Galil.
Alright, well, let's head over there then, yes? Finish up his lunch.
Indeed.
Alright. I'm gonna try to pull Quintus out of his seat and then like slowly start rolling him on towards the exit.
I let out a
I assume
hearty belch and then proceed.
The waiter looks aghast at it, but kind of lets it slide. He gets troglodytes in the bar every now and again, well, in the cafe.
What a comparison.
Belching
Take offense
stench.
to the voice in the sky.
Well, the tannery is kind of easy to find, if not by sight, but by
Oh.
I was trying to do a
Charming.
big-ass belch.
I mean, I heard it loud and clear.
Thoroughly unpleasant.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good work. Well brought up.
Sorry.
But you smell the tannery long before you see it.
Yeah.
The smell is rather distinct of, well, I'm not going to go into details, but it's rather horrid.
Smells like Hendred Patch's
Did you know
basement.
that they grind up corpses in there?
Oh, so this should be familiar to us then.
I just
That's what they use to make their pastes.
Gotta look at you guys suspiciously.
Just what?
My
But
mother told me that. That's what a tannery does. They make pastes from people's bones and horse bones. And then they spread it on the leather and it becomes cured.
Okay.
Doesn't sound quite right.
I don't know enough about tannery to dispute you.
Better than their bread.
Lenore, what is your insight into this?
He's a dumbass.
I mean,
What did you expect?
as you get closer to the tannery, the sounds of a argument in process hit your ears rather suddenly.
Are you gonna switch us over there or no?
Pardon?
Are you gonna switch us over or no?
I don't have a thing for the tannery.
Okay, all good, all good, all good.
I wish I did.
Will you switch us to the map screen then? The town map screen?
Yes, that is actually a good idea.
Yeah, just
Thank
like,
you.
in general.
Nope.
Wonderful.
Try again.
That
Wrong one.
different map.
Nope. Quick,
Ben.
deface it. Damn it.
Oh
And
man,
missed
I
our
was on
opportunity, guys.
I was on Microsoft Edge and I got out of there like within a second.
I mean, Mozilla's pretty fast as well. Well, technically speaking,
Just me and my body. Oh.
because you're kind of floating between the docks and the coins at the moment. The coins being the economic district and also just Rose disappears.
Oh, I just figured we'd use one token to
fair
indicate where
enough.
we were.
Yeah, no, Quintus is good for everyone.
Oh
enough.
yeah, he is.
I know one person he's good enough for.
You
All right.
realize it.
Gilles Tenderly.
You do see, like I was saying, you do see an
Why is
argument.
that his picture?
Because he's
Pretty good
currently
picture.
having an argument.
Arrgh.
It is.
Or he's having a really hard time passing a stool.
My camera's too pointy. Oh.
This is why it takes us like 15 sessions to get through a book, by the way.
Yeah. Does it sound
Alright.
like this
Speed limit
argument
mode.
is like coming to blows or just heated?
Just heated
Words.
argument. The elven man, as pictured, is currently having an argument with a human woman. There's also a larger man who's standing between them, trying to stop the domestic dispute from going violent.
Oh, okay.
You
right. fair
do
enough.
sense that there is some sort of familiarity between them, though.
Yeah. Alright, I will try and like commandingly diffuse the situation and replace the person that's standing in the middle if need be as physical blocker. Alright, you lot, what's going on here? Quiet down. I will probably diplomacy them if that's okay,
Yep.
rather than
Oh, wow.
intimidate.
Alright.
Sweet 1 in 400, Bill.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a 29, by the way.
Nice
yeah.
loaded dice.
Yeah, no. See, Roll20 is kind of legendary for people complaining about how it rolls.
Mm.
It's-
They've released a pretty good paper on their randomness. It's alright.
So yeah, natural 20 for your diplomacy. All three of them immediately stop their argument and just kind of look at you, see the giant emblem,
Mm-hmm.
the Edgewatch emblem on your breastplate, and they kind of calm down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And the elven man goes, "Sorry, officer, we're just having a little bit of an argument.
I can see that.
El Samara here was responsible for the the break-in the other night. I did no such thing," says the woman.
One at a time.
She kind of scoffs and looks off to the side. No,
You were saying.
she's jealous that I left her for Yesin. The bigger guy just kind of looks sheepish and kind of waves.
Oh, okay. Alright, I like look back at my team and sort of like nod to them. Maybe we split them up a bit, and I'll gesture for Galil to come over here and tell me more while other people can talk.
Alright. Well, Galil comes over to you and just goes, look, it was a bit of a rough breakup. She couldn't really take it that I left her for a man. So I think that's why she broke in the other night and lit a couple of fires.
So you think she broke in, or she did break in?
I mean, who else would have done it? You re-rolling that one, Rose? That's better. But no one else has a reason to have done it.
Well, let me remind you, I am a officer of the law, and lying to me is illegal.
He just kind of looks around a little bit and goes, look, I don't have any evidence. I'll be honest with you, officer. But she's the only one who has any reason to have done this.
And I take it that it was only your stuff that got burnt then?
Well, it was mostly the floats that are also building in there that were damaged. It's not necessarily my stuff, but we are working on it. And a negative reputation affects business, you see.
Makes sense. Is there anything missing?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, if you wanted to have a look, I can show you around, I guess.
I'm happy to take care of that. I'm just gonna spend a couple of minutes circling the joint if that's okay, guys.
Cool.
Of course.
Cool. Well, Marta, Halcyon, what are you two doing?
I'll speak to the woman.
Okay.
I'm probably just listening in with Quintus.
Well, the woman, Elsamara, kind of...
Or it's not Karen?
If it was Karen, we'd arrest her.
Yeah, no,
Like
and
that.
I would have called her Karen. Hi, how can I... Sorry, officer, you seem to have come in at a really bad time.
That's all right. Could you tell us what this little argument was about?
Galil thinks I still hold a torch for him, which I really don't. I've moved on, have a new practice.
Interesting use of language. Could you tell us about the goings on here then?
I wouldn't know. Like, it's been over 6 months since I last saw him.
So what was the argument about then?
He thinks that I did something to the floats he's working on the inside. I try to
did you?
stay away from this place if I can help it. Yes, no, I didn't do anything. He just saw me walking past and he starts yelling.
Is it perception
Yes.
to check truth?
It is perception.
Fuck. Yeah, I'll
12? You gonna
I'm
reroll that?
hero point that one.
Cow.
Pow.
Cow.
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Aww. I'll have to check that later. 19, a lot better. She seems to be honest. She seems mostly confused. But she has the look of someone who was just in an argument and isn't sure why.
Alright. Well,
Slightly incredulous looking, if that helps.
well, could you tell me where you were last night?
What time? I work a clinic. I usually keep late hours there.
Let's just start going through the list because I have no idea what time this would have occurred yet.
Well, at around a couple of hours after sundown, I finally closed up my clinic in the Ascendant Court.
Grumble.
and made my way home. And then I spent the rest of the night at home, for I was tired.
And is there anyone who can confirm your whereabouts?
Unfortunately, no, officer. I am a single woman.
Cool.
I am well enough in my own means that I don't require a lover. I'm not so desperate to fall in with a tannerer again.
Not gonna touch that one, actually.
I see.
Well, you sit tight while we try to work out this whole unfortunate business, okay?
Yep.
Alright,
That's fine.
Galil, can you show me where they broke in?
Alright. Well, he takes you inside. Actually, before we get to that, Rose, you're circling the place? Rose?
I think he's around the other side of the building. You have to yell up.
Rose!
You have to yell, sorry. I
Whoa,
message
hey
saying,
there!
quickly going downstairs to print something, or to that effect. I'm circling the building, but I'm just gonna take my 13. Sorry, so I see absolutely nothing. In fact, can I find a bunch of like weird leather armor, like weird looking leather armor around the back of the shop? Please.
Yes.
Alright.
It's misshapen, and obviously there was an attempt. But
Okay.
unfortunately, yeah, no, just looks
Alright.
bad.
I walk in the back door and go, alright, so who's into the kinky shit?
As Quintus and Galil kind of walks in, closely followed by Yesin. As Rose pulls this out, Rose, you kind of see Yesin kind of start to raise his hand and then think better of it.
I'm so glad I took my 13 instead. There's a bunch of like weird gimp shit out the back. Don't ask how I know about that, please.
That's...
Is anything we should be knowing about?
No, that's just failed armors.
Oh. Does this mean I'm the pervert here? Oh god.
Galil kind of, even with
sorry.
the pupilless eyes, just gives you the 1,000-mile stare, just like...
Yep, sorry, was Halflit, I'm with these guys. We're investigating break-in. I'll go back outside now.
I like just whisper to Galil. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Wow. Just kind of looks at you and just...
The Lenore, who's currently sitting on his shoulder, flies out to my shoulder.
We're definitely gonna have to start looking this staff entrance again. That's fine. That's fine. Right. He takes you through the main work floor, and yeah, no, there appears to be a couple of floats that were in construction, and fire damage seems to have hit a couple of them. He kind of goes, well, they were on fire. Thankfully, I got here quickly enough. We have someone who kind of stays here overnight. Not so much for these kind of occasions, but let's just say you don't want to see a tannery go up in flames.
Well, no. I mean, I can already smell that wouldn't be a good thing.
But he takes you over to one particular area that's littered with debris and burnt out ashes. And he kind of goes, well, this is the one that was most damaged. Thankfully, I'm gonna have to call in some extra help, but we should be able to get it done in time. But this is the one that was mostly burnt out.
Extra help, eh? You know other people in the biz, or do you just have to put a call out to anyone?
I'll probably have to put a call out. I mean, there's enough people in this, there's enough labor hands in the city that something like this can be done quickly enough. And with the festival, there's lots of extras in the area. Backpackers and stuff.
I pop my head in the door. Have you had anybody taking any kind of weird interest in your work here recently?
He kind of thinks about it for a couple of moments and goes, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I will say it's not really a secret that we've been working on these floats, though.
Rather difficult to hide a float of all things.
Exactly.
Yes.
Not many places have a He kind of gestures to the workhouse door that could quite easily fit a float out.
No, I understand.
And once they are built, you hand them off to some sort of festival goers or something? Is that the plan?
The festival committee.
You don't run them yourself?
No, I don't. I don't have a reason to run a float. Business
Was
has
this
been good
particular-
enough as it is.
Was this particular float commissioned by anyone, or is it completely committee funded?
Committee funded. Most of the floats are. There's a couple in particular that were being done specifically, but their people are working on them. This one was
None that
supposed to
you've
celebrate
worked
the history of Absalom. Or its founding, at the very least.
Are you aware of anybody who might take exception to any of the details on the float?
I mean, not that I'm aware of, but there's enough religion in the city and enough gods that someone's bound to take offense. I'm with Erastil mostly, and, he's got objections to the city in general.
So you're telling me that aside from a jilted lover, you have absolutely no idea who might have wanted to ban the float?
None. Specifically, no. I mean, this is why I called you lot. Well, I called the token guard originally, but they didn't really... Well,
They probably only made the token effort, yes, so none for that.
well, I mean, they're usually pretty good, but...
Thank you, Bill, for hearing me.
I don't want to speak ill of the token guard, they do their job. Bless. Other than that, Quintus, you were checking out the burnt out areas, weren't you?
Yeah.
I need you to do a perception check, or crafting, or engineering.
I'll go with the perception check.
I will be aiding him.
Yep.
You want me to... Should I also roll perception, or can I roll anything?
You can roll perception, or crafting, or engineering lore if you have it.
Let's go with crafting.
Crafting?
That's a 12 total with a 3.
Quintus.
I got a 20, I guess.
You did get a 20. Kind of looking for the wreckage. A lot of the damage seems to be to the periphery of it. The metal framework that he was using for it seems to be mostly intact, and there seems to be a rather complex device at the center of it. You can't be 100% sure, but you're pretty sure that there's parts missing from it.
So, Khalil, what's this
Yeah?
bit all about?
He kind of trundles over and has a close look at it and stares at it. Oh, this was what I was getting used to. The idea was to signify Aradin lifting Absalom out from the ocean. So it was kind of like this lift thing.
And this is something that you, a Tanner, made? This complex clockwork?
I'm an elf. I've lived a long life. I've worked many jobs.
I don't mean to assume. I apologize.
No, that's fair enough. I've kind of fallen into tannery because it's good, steady work. I do this as kind of a hobby, I guess.
And as I asked earlier, there's definitely nothing, and I indicate the areas that it looks like something's missing from your shop.
He kind of looks closer at it and goes, huh? I mean, that was... like I said, it was supposed to be the lifting device, but the majority of it has been taken out. That's just the... the mechanism has been removed. The framework for it's still there.
The Halcyon people in the joint would say if they couldn't get a clean break from a robbery, they might cause a fire or some damage somewhere to distract from the theft. People don't necessarily notice missing things when they're poring over the ashes of other things.
That is generally the case.
Looks like this might have been a theft and not a robbery. No, it might have been a theft and not an arson.
That could be the case.
Wow.
Yeah. Could you please identify more specific parts that seem to be missing?
He kind of
While
goes
this
over
is
to
happening,
it.
I want to go find Marta.
Mater, as far as I understand, is still out front with Alsamara. I actually kind of like that name for once.
Who is also an elven lady?
No, she's just a human.
Common.
Okay.
She looks very professional, very well-to-do.
Alright, wait. You do your
Just
thing, and you tell me
a
when
human.
you tell me when I'm good to head outside.
Well, you're kind of good to head outside now if you want.
Okay. I'm gonna circle around
Yep.
Marta and put myself on the opposite side of Tenebris, who I'm slowly glancing at less and less, but who I'm
Warming
definitely
up
still
to.
giving odd looks to. And I'm gonna kind of like wave at the Lee. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself earlier. Rose Halflit, part of Edgewatch. Pleasure to meet you.
Officer?
Look, Mrs. Maxwell. You're not gonna do it? Ah, okay. Alright, fine. I was waiting for the...
Just like
Inspector.
there's like definitely the pained expression on
Just
my face.
the
but
eye twitch.
Alright, sorry, detective, I mean, my bad. Can you do me a favor?
I can try.
Do you know what a conspiracy theorist is?
Yes.
Like a nut job, like a proper nut job, like someone who thinks that everything goes in patterns and everything is always like some kind of big, great plan that's like out to get some.
9 times out of 10, yes.
Okay. Would you mind, and I kind of like rock back and forth on my heels with my hands behind my back, would you mind pretending to be a conspiracy theorist for the rest of the day?
For the rest of the day.
For our sake, yes, just for the day.
Okay.
Alsamara kind of perks up and goes, should I just go?
No, because you might hear something. So,
Okay.
everything right now of the past like weeks that we've been a part of Edgewatch has gone in circles. Like the man that was in charge of the whole, Screaming Palace thing, we met him like a couple of days before, and all of the people that he murdered, like in his little murder basement, we saw all of those people at like a drunken rally. And we met these people at this place called the House of the Plains who just happened to know these things, and like I said, everything just seems to be going in circles right now, and everything seems to be connected.
You wouldn't
So-
happen to have an invite for there, would you?
The House of the Plains?
Yes.
No
Um,
offense, but you just heard about the whole everyone we've met get murdered part, right?
I'm a doctor.
That famous for not getting murdered. Okay.
Yes, I mean, absolutely. You could go and find Monsieur Hoff and tell him that Monsieur Halflet sent you.
Oh,
What were you
Hoff.
hoping to do there?
Oh no, I just wanted a good place to get a drink. I've heard good things.
Yes, I mean, if you tell him Rose Halflet sent you on recommendation, you might get in the front door. That your friend,
I'll
We all-
consider it.
quite good terms. But yes, he's a decently menacing man. Anyway,
He's also a bit much.
yes, he can be.
Hmm.
Though I quite like the fellow. He's a good man. Has the right kind of view in terms of what the city needs.
Yeah, until he starts taking his shirt off.
I'm not sure if I'm part of this conversation anymore.
Yes. Sorry, I had a weird mental image there. Anyway, from a conspiracy theorist point of view, say that the same person. Oh, I should mention that something's been stolen from inside, not just arson. What kind
Do
of
we know-
person, assuming that all of these events are connected, what kind of person has an interest in a float and wants some kind of lifting machine and wants something to do with a bank robbery?
This is going to sound kind of racist, and I apologize.
I love racist.
God.
That stops me. Okay, so we've got wasps, graffiti, and fire and theft so far.
Yes. Specifically heavy machinery.
That sort of just screams goblin to me.
Oh my god, it does.
The Elsamara also pipes up and goes, "No, that, like, I don't want to be stereotypical, but goblins like their fire."
And while
Detective
I'm not saying,
Maxwell, that is brilliant.
while I'm not saying we should look out for a goblin, I am say like if I
mean,
want to
if
blame
there's
it on a
smoke-
goblin, that's what I'd do.
Despite your weird, almost fetishistic taste in clothing and your incredibly odd choice of companion, I think we're going to get along incredibly well.
Tenebrae just sort of perks up. Oh, wonderful! And he offers a hand to shake. It's quite all right.
I'm gonna roll a fear save.
So we'll save.
Roll
quick.
for disgust.
A will save. Matt, do you want to set the DC?
I've got the DC set in my head.
Okay,
I know
done. I got a
what.
29.
You're fine.
Ah,
Okay. I
nerves
very
of steel.
gingerly, as Lenore kind of flutters onto my left arm
Yeah.
and outstretches a wing to the good Detective Maxwell. At the same time, I shake hands with Tenebrae very gingerly.
I very gently shake hand wing because I don't want to break her wing.
Yes, yes. It's an incredibly awkward situation in front of this very
Especially
nice
since
lady.
Yeah,
I
no.
would have to bend down quite far, I assume.
Yes, it's true.
Cool.
You would.
Thank
Thank you, everyone,
Just-
for reminding me that I'm short.
As we're midway through, we're doing this. This was cooler in our heads, wasn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
God
I just
dang.
kind of went through the whole thing. Okay, look out for goblins! And I give my hands this kind of weird, colossal smack on either side of my face. And then I go, goblins! And then I walk back inside, and that's the end of the conversation.
Elsamara just kind of turns to you about her and goes, "Well, I will say this about Absalom. You see something new every day." Are you sure?
Yeah, no, this is my first day on Edgewatch.
Fun.
You found the edge.
Do I need to stick around? Because I was kind of on my lunch break.
I've got down where your clinic is. Yes?
Yes,
Yes.
she gave you the clinic name.
If anything comes up, I know where to find you, so don't worry.
Right. Well, I'd like to say this was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to meet you, but everything else... She just kind of looks to the tannery. I'm gonna be off now.
That feels right.
Now, inside, Quintus.
yes.
Now, what'd you get for the perception? Alright, 20.
One last thing.
Yep,
As I head inside, Lenore departs from my shoulder,
yep.
and lands, or kind of goes to land awkwardly on the ground next to Tenebrae, and just immediately starts snarking off about me. Like, just as I head inside. Like, just talking about how much of an asshole and a total, like, reprobate I've been all week.
Tenebrae
Perfect.
drinks this in.
He absolutely
Perfectly.
would.
Just talking about, like, all of my deplorable
And that-
habits at downtime.
He makes me carry the bag.
No, she doesn't mention that at all. She's like, I've fooled the fucker into letting me carry all of his money at all times. How does Tenebrae react to that? The fact that Lenore has, like, a shit ton of money on them. Not that I'm there, but just out of curiosity.
Hang on. Where's stealth?
There'd be an understanding about like
Oh, I haven't. Doesn't have
wanting
any
to
skills.
vent about your
His skills are level, unless otherwise stated. perception and stealth both add expert, whatever the +4 proficiency is.
I mean, if you want to
I'll
give
figure it out later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I'll figure it
just
out later.
In general, just add level.
Okay. There is just this really, really quick brief moment where his eyes dart down to the bag and then back up, and it's like, tell me more.
And she does.
All right.
She starts listing off all of the weird and various shiny things she's picked up off the streets in the past couple weeks.
And these are in the bag?
Yep. All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you.
Oh, good. Quintus, did you want to do any other investigations of the area? Or any further questions? Or Halcyon? Did you want to do a look around Halcyon?
Yes. I'm going to look at any of the scorch marks, see if there's any alchemical residue.
Good idea. Good idea.
I knew there was a reason I invited you along.
Crafting or perception?
I'm going to go with crafting this time, again. Can't fail me twice, can it?
It makes a lot more
Yes,
sense.
it
Yes,
can.
it
I'm
can.
going to fucking hero point that shit.
Yep.
Yay!
How about we...
hero point out of combat?
That's a 24.
Nice.
Much better.
Nice.
Much better.
Sorry, let me just... I'm going to take that 13. I want that hero point back. Unless I'm throwing that alchemical fire.
I mean, I do have
24.
information for you.
24.
24? Alright. Alchemically speaking, you would suggest that probably alchemist fire was used. Probably nothing too advanced, probably a pretty simple Molotov-esque concoction.
So not a tinder twig, but more likely an alchemist fire or something like...
Quite possibly.
Or
Also,
spirit.
having a look, you can kind of, from the general arc of where it was probably thrown, you get the feeling that the mechanism was probably taken first, and then the alchemist fire was thrown.
Is there any more prominent area that looks like the first splash?
By the looks of it, probably on the side, and then it just kind of caught and encompassed the float.
Okay.
You do, however, also notice something odd on one of the support pillars for the tannery. What looks to be white grease paint.
Grease paint.
Yep.
Gillian,
Yep.
do you recognize the stain on the pillar here?
He walks over and has a look and kind of goes, white paint of some sort?
Obviously, I can't tell if you were using this sort of paints on your float because it's not quite there anymore, but is this something that you were using?
He kind of takes off a little bit and goes, no, it's a little bit too thick. We've
Sounds like
just
the-
used colored fabric or,
Sounds like the circus.
Right.
yeah, no, Halcyon.
Someone that doesn't use too thin coats, understood.
You would think grease paint, so an actor or, like Quintus suggested, from the circus?
Interesting.
You're not aware of any circuses currently in town, but apparently there is one on the way for the
Already here.
Radiant Festival.
The circus is right here.
Well. But no,
We were...
grease paint.
Khalil, are you gonna need a smith to help you reconstruct that metalwork stuff? I like knock on my breastplate, indicating to it, like, because I know a pretty good one.
I mean, hell, if I could get someone to just look over the framework and make sure it's still stable.
And they made this, and in my excitement, like showing them pulling my wrist mounted thing out, I like fire it into the roof by mistake. Sorry about that. But they made this too.
I mean, it's a really clever engineering, actually. Huh. But no, Yeah, no, I'd love to have a smith just look over the framework. At the very least.
I will give him Parva's details and where to find the ironworks.
Okay, well, as soon as I'm done here, I'll send a messenger or something, or might go myself. Might need a walk, actually. Alright. Anything else? Any other questions for him? Yesin seems to be rather quiet, but he also seems like the strong silent type.
I don't think your ex did this. Maybe cut them a break.
Look, I'm just frustrated, and no, she's not wrong. It was a rough breakup, and Yesin in the background just kind of nodding. But no, look, Alchemist Fire is a bit beyond her, and yeah, no. I was venting my anger. I'll send a message to apologize to her or something.
I believe she's still outside if you want to just quickly say sorry before making something more poetic on paper.
I'll send her a message.
It's really not hard. It's
I'll just
Three
grab
syllables.
Halcyon and lead him out of the room.
like, I understand 3 syllables is difficult for some people.
Sometimes these things are challenging in person.
All right.
I say nothing and quietly judge Quintus for saying nothing, and on the side judge Parva for saying nothing.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the tannery done. You have 2 banks left.
Afternoon.
And a
dinner.
whole lot of skin cancer.
I mean, you
At
have
least we're brown.
2 banks left and 2 of the other leads.
And what time is it?
According to the bell, it'd be
You just ate.
a rather filling meal as well, I might say.
We had to walk here, and then we've been here for like half an hour. You know, we got to walk. I don't know how many hours to the next place. Like, it's important to think about these things.
Are we
I
gonna have
didn't.
to start bringing you like snacks?
I didn't bring a water skin. I just figured maybe we could get a drink.
Rose is
I-
that covered, you know that.
And, you know, like, talk about what happened, maybe?
Well,
Could we talk about what happened on the way to the next place, please?
Okay.
oh, Quintus has a lunch problem.
Gotta squeeze in those lunch breaks somewhere.
I mean, honestly, Quintus is a big guy. You gotta feel those muscles somehow. Alright, so, next place. Bank or one of the other leads?
Go to another bank.
Alright, you had the Penny and Sphinx Trust, or the Stone Sworn Savings and Loan?
Which is closest?
Someone give me a d6 roll.
That's a D6 roll.
6.
Never mind. Quintus.
We got an 8.
Well done.
The Stone Sworn Savings and Loan is the closest.
Alright, I suggest we head to Stoneswarm then.
Very well. Lead the way.
Do I know the way to Stoneswarm?
Society check.
you know the way to Stoneswarm?
Was that Society?
Society. Or Lord
Society.
Absalom. I mean, that's enough.
Barely.
Yeah, no, barely. Well. Who's ready for some box text?
Yes, with the voice.
Text
Oh,
box,
I'm
text
so
box,
excited.
text box.
Where's my emoticon?
I'm only allowed to have one custom emoticon at the moment. I need more people subscribed, apparently. But a sweeping marble facade and bold woven letters forged from beaten cold iron mark the entrance of Stone Sworn Savings Alone. Large windows are evenly spaced around the entire building. each protected by an intricate iron filigree that looks even more imposing and immovable than steel bars. More to the point, there is a stout dwarven woman standing in the entrance, ushering customers away, stating that the bank is closed temporarily, that they should come back in the morning.
Rose, do you think it's kind of weird that we seem to get to these places exactly at the... Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Even Mata's starting to buy into the whole conspiracy theory now.
Look, we're just gonna punch through that fourth wall, aren't we?
Yep.
Alright. The dwarven woman. Dark hair in intricate braids. She also wears black leather pants over stout and functional boots with a glimmering shirt of mithril links tucked into a thick belt. Hanging from her belt is what looks to be a rather well-weighted light hammer, perhaps for a weapon, perhaps for as a tool, but it is made from a very highly polished black metal of some sort. Ooh. She sees the four of you.
Is this person like a guard, like a private, like a mole cop?
Give me a, I want to say society check again, honestly.
Okay. Alright. Underworld not gonna cut it?
She's not an underworld figure.
No.
Look, sometimes it works out.
I got a 21.
You don't so much recognize her as a dwarven woman, but the black hammer does actually strike something in your trivia type knowledge. There is something of a legendary retired adventurer, and her weapon of choice was in fact a adamantium hammer. And you know metals well enough. You've had a couple of conversations with Ava at this point.
Probably can't take this one.
Yeah, no, you probably can't.
Willingly or otherwise.
Yeah. But no, she kind of sees the four of you coming in and goes, "Oh, hello, the constabulary. Over here."
We advance.
Yeah. Okay.
As you kind of walk over, she goes, Roka Stoneswan. I'm the proprietor here and head banker.
Is there some trouble at the bank at the moment?
She kind of waits to make sure a couple of the customers are out of eyesight, and she kind of pulls aside her coat a little bit to kind of show a wound there. I have a small problem in the basement, well, the vault area.
What sort of a wound does it look like?
Medicine check.
That's a 22.
22?
22.
A puncture wound of some sort.
Is it barbed? Is it...
Without getting a closer look, but just from the glance that she's kind of showing. But considering it looks like she's wearing some sort of chain shirt as well.
Right, so something with a bit of force then.
Probably, yes.
Would you mind assisting us in what did this to you?
You're not gonna believe it.
Try us.
Oh.
We really will.
We've had a week.
You've had a week? I've had a life. Wow. No, look. I've dealt with some weird stuff in my time. Like, this hammer, and she taps it. I've smacked dragons about with it. I've risen a mammoth through an avalanche. But I would never believe that I would have a pair of ether spiders in my damn vault.
Great, more insects.
What?
More insects.
Ether spiders. They kind of exist in the ethereal plane, but they kind of pop into the material one for food, and then they pop back again.
Okay. Would you like us to deal with them for you?
Look, I know this is not... It's not usually a type of thing, I understand that, but what kind of a... She kind of gestures to the wound again. I think the poison's mostly gone through my system, but I don't think I'm in any condition to assist. There's a reason I retired.
Sure.
Maybe you could take a seat and get someone to show us to the vault.
Oh no, I'll show you to the vault. She kind of holding the wound. And
I'm impressed by her gumption.
yeah, no, she's making a mighty effort, and despite the wound, she doesn't seem to be kind of paying it any mention or mind at all. And as she kind of takes you into the bag, she kind of gets her coat pocket and pulls out a vial and drinks it.
My kind of woman.
Mmm.
Drinking on the job.
A healing draft, actually. But yes, I do add a little bit of moonshine in there to kind of give it a kick.
I'm not going to judge you anytime soon.
It usually counteracts the antibiotics, but anyways.
Oh, look, you can judge me as much as you like, with sweetheart. You want to be the first to know who I'm being with.
I just stare directly at Rose. Accusingly.
And if you do have twin eyes, she kind of gives you a wink.
Is that a Rose
no
or
idea.
me?
No idea.
At Rose.
Oh.
Aha.
She takes you down to the back. And as she's taking you down, she kind of goes, well, the thing you need to know is one of the reasons I've become a bit of a success when it comes to... Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. The reason I'm a little bit of a success when it comes to this whole banking industry is I know vaults. I've been into my fair share of ones that have been left to the tales of time. In light of that, my vault has some extra protections on it. Not least amongst them is a lot of wards. And unfortunately, I think the Aethra spiders have found themselves on the wrong side of the wall.
Wards?
Yeah.
And are those something that we should be worried about?
Though it's mostly designed to keep things from getting in. I've been hearing this awful scratching. And
Yeah, I get that too sometimes.
yeah, no, whenever I'm in the vault, I can hear it scratching.
Sorry. Please continue.
Just let it be.
Yeah.
God, you're terrible.
Yes, absolutely. Whatever you need us to do, I'm down. Honestly,
You're down?
we haven't killed something in like at least 72 hours. So,
Oh, look.
It was this morning, Rose.
what the fuck did we kill this morning?
A whole bunch of wasps.
I thought they just kind of fucked off.
You think that I got these lumps from lunch?
I thought they
pull
just kind
out-
of fucked off eventually.
I pull out a still dead wasp
Ah.
from my armor.
Yeah, no,
Reaches under the plate.
As you hold it up, Lenore swoops, grabs it out of your fingers, and starts snacking.
Nice.
Yes, fair enough. Well, I mean, I don't have any further questions. As long as you guys are good to go, I'm good to go.
Righto.
Well, I've had to deal with the Aethra spiders in the past. Just like I said, they have a tendency to kind of flit in between the ethereal and the material plane.
Uh-huh.
So even if you can't see them, they can probably see you.
Ooh, I got a 19 on my Burdick lore.
In your Burdick lore.
Anything else?
They do have a poisonous bite.
Nice.
Fantastic.
It put puncture wounds in you.
Yes. But that's pretty typical for a spider. They also have a ranged web attack. Attack, apparently.
Okay.
Attack.
Nope,
Well,
they have tech.
Oh, yeah.
Who gave the
We-
spiders technology?
We definitely do not tech those.
they do not have the technology.
They do not have the money. Well, they might do. They have the
There are
bullets.
no lights.
What is the ground?
There's no lights? Oh, I know what's probably happened.
There are 4 lights. Yeah, but I was making up. Okay, never mind.
But you can't all see?
Nobody? No, I can't see
No,
jack
no,
shit.
no,
No, I got a real.
No,
black
yeah,
box.
sorry. I was making a terrible reference to
Oh, that's all good.
a mediocre show. Come on, nobody's gonna get angry at me?
No.
I can see now.
You can see now?
Star Trek: The Next Generation? No.
I'm sorry.
Never heard of that. What's that?
I've heard of Next
There are-
Generation, I just don't get the reference.
There are 4 lights. Okay, never mind. It's okay.
You good?
Don't worry about it.
Yep, there we go.
It's alright, there's always another generation.
I wish there wasn't. Sorry, they've just been getting increasingly worse. But, continuing. She kind of goes, well, like I said, I would assist you, but I'm not the fighter I used to be. I can deal with a couple of ruffians that come by every now and again, but this is a bit beyond me.
Alright, ma'am, that's what the watch is for. I head off,
I
perhaps overconfidently.
am gonna sneak.
You're going to stairs?
Sneak.
Yeah, I am.
You
That's a
absolutely
32.
fucking
You're supposed-
am.
You're
Oh,
supposed
shit.
to be GMOing that. But for those out there, that's a 32.
That is the 32. I'm okay with these kind of ones being public. It does matter a bit more later on, though.
Okay.
Depending on
better
the
idea.
situation.
How
Alright.
do I GM roll?
Uh,
An excellent
Just
question.
slash GM roll?
I'm gonna start checking the ceilings.
checking the ceilings? Well,
Yeah.
I will
For
need...
some reason, I can't access my character sheet.
That's weird.
Specifically Rose's. Lenore is fine.
Mm,
That's okay. I can
You
just do.
should have
I can
access
just-
to it.
It's okay. I can just do this.
Yeah, no, you should have access to it.
I got a 25 for perception.
25?
Actually, a 26. My
26?
perception bonus is 11.
I am going to keep an ear out for skittering or scratching.
Okay, so I'll go audio. I'll go visual. You go audio, and together we'll make a fucking great book.
The stealthiest of rogues. Not exactly the most observant.
Oh, Marta, you coming?
Ah! Oh, I see
Did
that.
that work?
That did work.
Cool.
Also, I have to ask one last time: is Tenebrae normal size, or is he actually small?
He's small.
Yeah, small.
We just haven't downsized the token yet. Okay.
I don't have a Roll20 doesn't want me to do it manually. Sorry, it doesn't want me to do it automatically. They want me to use a tiny sized token and then
You can't just in the scale modifier thing on the whatever page.
what it does is
You know what? Actually, it's fine. You know what? It's okay. All right. Do we want to take a quick break before we start this combat?
because
Yes.
it is probably going to be combat.
Yep, it's a good idea.
Okay.
It's a spider. We don't have Malvin
It's a
here to talk
spooter.
to it.
That's true.
That's
we
very
don't.
true. All right,
Options are
everyone.
now lost to us.
We're just going to take a short break, toilet, drink, etc. It is a little bit warm here, so I'm
Yes,
probably
I
going
will
to take a
go
little
grab
bit of a
beer.
breather.
Only 27.
All right. Sam, beer.
Yes.
Okay,
All right,
done.
we'll be right back.
All right.
Hey everyone, and welcome back.
Welcome back.
There is nothing wrong with eating ice cream.
Welcome.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with eating ice cream. You should eat ice cream every day. Well,
Everything in
unless
moderation.
you diabetic or something. I don't know.
Even cocaine.
Except
I'm
for
sorry.
moderation.
What?
You should do that all the time.
Cocaine in moderation.
Moderation in moderation. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Should we moderate the moderators?
In
No.
moderation.
Only
Yes,
in
and
moderation.
VIPs.
Juk shilik af ongo kriyon stava. When we hang the capitalists, they will sell us the rope we use.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but they're still dead, so.
I love that quote.
I'll
I
take
love
it.
I love me some Lennon.
And,
All right, let's do this.
and besides, we're Australian, so most of the mods are asleep anyway.
All right.
That's an old internet joke. But yes, you're in the bottom of the Stone Sworn Savings and Loan
Right.
on your way to the vault.
With space spiders in the Stone Sword Savings and Loan. That's a lot of S's.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really glad I don't have a lisp.
Stone spiders in the Stone Sworn Savings and Loan. All right, let's go.
Let's
All
do
right,
this.
I'm going.
We're off like, all right. I mean, I've already rolled up their initiative, so let's see how this goes.
Why can't I access my character? I'm just gonna refresh the page.
Probably a good idea. Roll20 does do that. Apparently, there's API loading issues that happen.
Matt, I didn't have an image for the bag of holding, so I just made a whatever bag.
Yeah, that's all good.
That works.
I love it.
I mean, it's a bag holding.
I'll put a speech bubble in there eventually of Tenebris saying, yes, tell me more.
I am going to take out my hand crossbow and stow my my walking cane on my belt pouch and draw the pointy stick out of my walking stick.
All right.
Nice. I will pull out my crossbow, or my bow rather.
I too lead with my forearm crossbow.
I'm
No,
going
don't-
to hang back and just talk very quietly to Tenebrae.
Yep.
Okay, I was just about to say, now, it's not that I don't trust you, but would you mind going in front of me? I was literally just about to say that. I usually bring up Solio.
Giggity.
Oh,
No? Do you guys just need to have a quick conversation with each other?
just... It's fine, it's fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
Alright, well, that's not suspicious at all. Let's keep going, boys.
So, in particular, Mata, how are you proceeding?
As quietly and in the shadows as possible.
So, stealthing?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a stealth check.
Oh, so that roll didn't go through? Oh, that's what... Okay, yeah. Do I have to, like, declare that, or...
Quick. That's right. Okay. Now I gotcha. Sorry, I see yellow and I just kind of glaze over it because it's GM rolling.
Cool.
Alright, Bill. Just you and me now. What do you think of the new chick?
Quintus?
Yeah.
What do you think of the new chick?
Knows good food.
I mean...
I'm fucking in with Quintus.
Wow, okay. I'm feeling a little hurt here, but alright, let's go. I'll go around the corner. By the way, I have immediately seen where the spiders are because clipping reasons.
It's all good. They're not in hiding.
Ah, okay. Right. Lenore, where is the treasure?
As you're going through, off to the right and to the left, you are seeing... they look like lockers, but they seem to have been built into the side of the walls. And each of them has very large dial and lock combos.
Halcyon, how long do you think it would take you to get into one of these? Just out of curiosity, obviously. Oh, he's trying to be stealthy. Shit. Okay, never mind.
I look at one of the lock boxes. How complex does the lock look?
Oh, they're lockers, and, well... Giving a quick look at it, probably master level. You're trying to be...
Roll, then.
You're trying to be stealthy, so it's a case of you don't really want to knock on them. But the polished metal seems to be something a little bit stronger than just solid steel.
Right.
So, is that a yes or a no? Give me like a thumbs up. I get that you're trying to be quiet so they don't know where you are.
You get sort of like a halfway thumb aiming slightly down.
Did you just do that IRL? Because I did too.
Maybe.
I did.
I did. Yeah, I did the like the thumb wiggle. All right. I'll take the next coil.
The door to the
Alright.
vault
I think it's a dead end.
is closed, but is not currently locked.
Why is that funny?
I don't
You better
know.
turn around then.
I think it's a dead end.
Well, it might be a dead end for someone.
Why? Why do I
Dun,
find that
dun,
so funny?
dun.
Shit. All right, let's go. All right. Who wants to push open the door?
I will.
Okay. All right, everybody, get ready. Here we go.
This is going to be one of those annoying fights where I have to keep switching between layers.
And I'm going to go shout, all right, everybody, let's do this. And before we actually start combat,
Yep.
I'm going to make a performance check.
All right.
Lingering composition. What is that?
Oh,
That's a
you are.
24. I don't remember what kind of success that is. I think normal success right now 19. Sorry, is hard 19 right now?
Off the top of my head, it would be around there.
Okay, so that's crit. So that's 4 rounds. All right, nice.
All
Right,
right.
opens the door.
I pop an inspired pose, puff my chest out, give you all a bit of a like, oh, it's okay, Quintus has got this, and then I open the door.
Shit, there's nothing there. Fuck. What if they're just gone?
Just gesture forward.
Okay. Well, we're on time limit here, so let's go.
Hey.
Halcyon, you're part of the melee line. Get up, sir.
I think it's empty.
All right.
I take a look around with my perception check. Is it empty?
It does
Do we
appear
hear
to
any
be.
skittering?
I was about to say you do actually hear some skittering.
Any direction to the skittering?
It kind of appears to be echoing and all around.
That's fun.
I know, right?
Okay. Well, somebody pop a torch, yes?
Mata,
Uh-oh. I mean, go ahead.
you can actually understand the skittering.
Again.
That is deeply worrying.
Two voices are kind of talking to one another. Like skittering, spidery voices. Spidery voices. You get the idea. Mandibles, etc. But they're trying to figure out whether the people entering are friends or foes.
What language would this be?
Aklo.
Ah, okay. I would like to respond in Aklo. We're friends?
The Marta also makes skittering noises.
Everyone pivots.
From right next to Rose.
Not skittering sounds, but it's not a pleasant sound.
How the fuck does the human mouth make that noise?
It's
put-
Aklo, so it's kind of underfey or darkfey, so it has a harsh lit to a rather nice sounding language.
I put both hands
Like
on the
German
sides
by
of
way of
my
French.
mouth, fingers outstretched, so it looks like a pair of mandibles, and I start speaking like that.
Diplomacy
has-
check.
Incredible.
He has
Incredible.
led us to our doom.
I pantomime to Rose in my not so free crossbow hand that she's fucking loopy.
But yeah, Marta, give me a diplomacy check.
God, I hope this is a good one.
I hope so too.
24.
That's our third 24 in a row.
Yeah, right.
Good. I'm so glad it made those two appear.
You thought they were behind us for a second, didn't you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I got the same vibe.
The two spiders appear. Mata, they do look smaller than a full-size ether spider.
Oh, good. Children.
Do they? Do they?
Hello.
Hello. Are you to hurt us?
Not necessarily. Are you going to attack us?
We not to be here. We wish to leave.
Good news.
The one over the corner here kind of goes up to the side of the vault and kind of runs a couple of its legs over the sides of the vault, and you see kind of the runes and the warding start to shimmer and peer over the side of it. We were fleeing.
Wild.
We were fleeing, and we came here, and now we're stuck.
Detective Maxwell, what's going on?
They're mostly just scared and stuck. They don't want to be down here.
How do you know this?
I can apparently speak their language.
They're spiders. They don't speak a language.
Frankly, what?
I slip back into Aklo. Could one of you shake one of your hands in the air? And then I switch back. Watch them shake their hands in the air.
One of them kind of lifts one of its legs and kind of shakes it.
Holy shitballs.
Quintus just backs off a little.
Yeah, like shield raised, pike up over the top of the shield, hunch down to make myself as small a target as possible. I'm
Yeah,
freaking out.
My hand crossbow is going away, and I'm readying a
Okay, I would like to shake
vial.
one of their hands. Is that okay?
I ask if it's okay if my small companion here comes to shake one of their hands. As a sign of friendship and trust.
No magics?
No magics. And I just like turn to him. No magics.
No magics.
No magics.
No magics. Got it. Alright. I reach out my hand.
The spider, for its large size, which quite literally towers over the Rose, it seems rather fearful and skittish of you. Kind of recoils back a bit, but kind of gingerly reaches out a leg.
Holy shit. She's not fucking with us. She can actually talk to them. Okay.
We friendly. Let us leave, yes?
Okay, that is a terrible sounding thing. What are they saying?
They're friendly. They would like to leave, if that's
Can we
okay.
let them leave?
I mean,
Are
We've
they
let
gonna
a
eat
mimic
people?
leave. I don't think spiders are too much of a far stretch from that.
Fuck it, I hate it. I hate it when you make good points.
hey, hold up. You let a what now? That wasn't in the reports.
No, it wasn't.
No, I don't make reports. I'm not an actual guard.
Touche.
I mean, as long as they're, like, not going to eat anyone, I don't see any issues with it.
You're not gonna eat anyone, are you?
We run fast.
What?
Are they bank robbers?
I don't think they're killing any, like, jewelry or
I
shit.
don't even think they have pockets, my dude.
They have tiny bags around their ankles.
And gold hoods and chains.
In their time in here, they weave themselves silk pouches.
Quintus looks.
Give me a perception check,
Oh yeah.
because there might be
Oh,
relevant information here.
I'll give an aid.
I got
shit.
a 24 looking for tiny spider bags of holding.
I got a 14, which is just good enough, I think.
Alright. What I can tell you, they do not have treasure sacks, nor do they have little silken woven bags.
Just suspicious venom sack.
They do, however, look scared and hungry.
How did they get in here?
I imagine that they teleported in, and no one was stupid enough to ward against stupid spiders teleporting in.
Well, surely the wards work both ways.
I've got no fucking clue how wards work, and I imagine you don't either.
Hey, what was chasing you?
Do I know how wards work?
appropriate magic check. So Arcana, Occult, Arcana.
Please get a terrible result. Please get a terrible result.
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have nothing more to tell you. I'm sorry.
A pox upon your family. I mean, I see no issue with letting them leave as long as they're not going to hurt anyone once they get out of here. Like, will they just go home?
Yeah, we'll help you get out. That's no problem, so long as you go home. But what was chasing you down here?
A terrible creature. Zil.
What did they say?
Would that name mean anything to me with what kind of a check?
Occult would be best.
Pizzazz. 26.
All right.
Holy shitballs. Let's go.
Azil.
I love int characters.
They are really good. Azil is a creature that tends to live on the ethereal plane. They tend to be conquerors, but they do hunt things like phase spiders for food and for fun.
They were being hunted by something from the material plane that sounds like no fun whatsoever.
4 arms.
Too many arms.
Too many arms.
Not like spider too many, but you get it.
I'm like,
Quintus, turn
too
around,
many.
would you? Just for a second? Like, show me the back of your armor. I'm gonna start pulling all the, like, wasps and shit that are still stuck into his armor and throwing them towards the spiders.
Yes, poison them to death. Good plan.
The spiders are a little bit confused by this to begin with. But, you know, dead wasps aren't exactly a threat to them.
Yep, delicacy. Delicacy.
Marta, I can also tell you that Zills breed via implanting their eggs into the recently dead.
Oh.
That's unpleasant.
That's like 17 on the D20 for fantasy monster trope.
Mm-hmm.
And it only gets worse from there. It's like necrotic based young implanting things and then like chest bursters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's like
relay
17,
that-
18, 19.
I
Oh,
relay
God.
that information, and I assume the entire group makes that entire sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it means they can go. I mean, can we get them through these double doors here?
Can't
Can they
just,
fit?
They just appeared. Can't they just disappear?
I assume maybe they got through because of some kind of fault in the security. You know what, why don't we get the giant, awful, mean-looking spiders out of here first, and then we can... Yes, hello, I see you moving. And, yep, I just kind of turn around as I'm talking and watch them.
Marta,
just-
you kind of hear it going, excuse me, I'm coming through, please. I'm no.
You're you're so polite. Just, it's okay. Come out through these doors. The ward shouldn't affect you out here. I think that's how that works.
They go to cross the threshold, and there's a slight resistance, but it's as they kind of touch the vault door itself that you see the wards respond, and then they just kind of skitter.
Don't fry them. Okay, good.
And as soon as they're out,
Okay, run along now. Bye-bye.
thank you.
How did they get in?
I don't think they're going to be any help in... Oh, God, they're gone.
Yeah, they just kind of, as soon as they're past, they just kind of...
Wink out of existence, yeah. I put a hand out to kind of, like, feel where they were.
As you put your hand out, you feel a spider leg just kind of in there for a couple of moments. Kind of like a touching
A hairy
wind.
stick.
Well, more like touching wind. It's like the after effect of a spider leg, if that makes sense.
The murmuring whisper of it.
Okay. Alright.
Oh, good job, lads.
So, did we have normal mushrooms for lunch?
Yes, I think so.
I mean,
That's
that
a wonderful question.
that is a
I
fair
didn't
question.
even have mushrooms, so...
Alright, so we didn't just rescue disappearing spiders from...
Uh-oh. Boys,
What's up?
What?
Hey.
behind you, Quintus.
Yeah.
Where?
Sir?
Wait.
That.
Who are you? You weren't in here before.
The Zill, with his 33 in initiative,
Weep, Grana, Weep, Ninny Ball.
has his longbow out
Oh.
and takes his shot at Quintus.
Oh.
Kind of went on a journey there, Quintus. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was Quintus's like out loud noises. He was like, huh?
That's a. This
Was it-
creep. Yeah, I have a 24 to hit
That'll hit.
for 9 damage.
There's a disappointed noise that Quintus makes when the arrow is mid-flight, and then there's like a grunting pain noise that the arrow that Quintus makes when the arrow makes contact with him. Yeah.
The Zill, a mostly humanoid face. Unfortunately, however, what would be hair is just a vast arrangement of tentacles kind of swept back.
Oh, that's never good.
Likewise, beneath its mandible-like mouth are an arrangement of kind of reaching, searching tentacle-type appendages, similar to a sea anemone. Otherwise, dark reddish skin, and 4 arms.
Great.
That's his first attack.
This is the thing that implants like eggs in people's chest, yes?
Yep.
Great. We're going to burn this with fire.
He's gonna take his second shot. This time at Rose. Oh. I have a 31 to hit.
That's a crit.
Ooh. So, 7 damage.
Okay. That's it?
And then an extra 6. Yeah, I rolled shithouse for the damage.
Okay, 13.
Sorry, you're right. 20 damage all up.
To me?
Yes.
Okay, 20 damage all up. Okay, that's a lot.
I didn't
worse.
double the original 7.
Got it. Okay, that's a fairly substantial hit.
And for his third shot, he's gonna shoot at you again, Quintus.
Okay.
Don't expect him to do well. 21.
Roller wins ties.
I just have to meet or exceed your DC, so 10 damage.
We have met.
So yeah, no, 21 to hit, 10 damage.
All right. Another thorough groan from Quintus.
Yeah, and it's a kind of creepy to see him do this. Because with the top set of arms, he's holding the longbow. But the bottom ones are kind of passing up the arrows.
Oh.
It makes for a rather quick motion. And yeah, Elias, Halcyon, it is your turn.
Alright, I am going to sneak.
We should change this music up a little bit.
Is there music playing? No. Okay.
There is through the stream.
Got it.
Don't worry, it won't be going through the whole recording.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to sneak to the entrance here.
Yeah?
And then I am going to toss my second frost vial that I have. Which I believe. Also, it's a dagger. Do we still have that lingering composition?
Yes.
That's a +1 to attacks. Yes. But I think it's a minus.
Roll it, damn it!
From range.
Roll it.
I'll just roll and add modifiers later. That's a 21 to hit.
That will miss, unfortunately.
Yep.
So
Alright.
that will only do... That's with a dagger? Oh, that's
No,
where your frost...
That's a frost vial.
So it'll do the splash damage to him.
Yep. So that's 1 frost old.
He is reasonably okay with that. You do, however, see that the frost kind of hits the walls, and once again the ward just quickly kicks off and prevents any damage from happening to the walls and to the various vaults that are arranged inside of here.
Okay. And I will draw my other sword.
You have a sword?
Or my sheath, to be more precise. And that's me.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
nobody needs magic weapon anymore.
Rose.
Nobody needs magic weapon anymore.
You need magic weapon.
I don't need magic weapon. With one hand, I brandish the end of my bow. Not my bow, but my bow for my vial. And with the other end outstretched, I play a righteous chord. And I demoralize with performance.
Nice.
First. Alright, character.
His will is not
demoralize with
great.
performance.
Weird flex, but okay.
That will succeed.
Okay. That was a terrible, terrible roll.
Hey, it still succeeded.
Okay, and now let's hit him with the big one.
The big one?
He might be immune to sleep, so let's just blistering invective the fucker.
So he needs to make a will save.
Yes.
Another one?
Mixtape.
A DC is 21.
I have a 25.
Damn it. Shitballs. Alright, so he takes 2d6 persistent fire damage. Wait, hang on. No, I think he takes... Does he take nothing?
No, I think he takes.
You deal 2d6, and the target must attempt a will save.
Okay, so 2d6. Wow, 12 damage.
Ooh.
We'll take it.
Yeah, no, he does not like that.
And I guess that's the whole of the spell. Like, that's literally it.
I mean, still 2d6 damage, and max damage at that.
2d6 damage isn't a lot anymore, sadly, but that's okay. We'll pretend it is. Thank you. You make me feel better. Alright. He got a success, so he takes half the persistent fire damage.
Alright.
Okay, so... Wait, hang on.
Well, what's the
He
save
takes-
for? I don't
the
The
understand.
frightened condition.
Oh,
the
okay.
frightened condition. So he takes 6 persistent fire damage at the beginning of each of his turns. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, that is correct.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Okay, yep. So on the success, the target takes half the persistent fire damage.
Yep.
But he's not a rapper.
No, he's not. Anyway, anything else? If not, Marta?
Nope, that's my time.
Mara will move in
Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it.
and balling up a fist, she will punch from a distance with Admonishing Ray. Or she won't.
She won't, unfortunately. Would it be a strong punch or a slap?
Oh, she was going for a punch, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Just like right in the kisser.
Unfortunately, because this creature is somewhat at home on the ethereal plane, he's no stranger to this kind of thing and just kind of ducks out of the way. He's used to ghostly magics, I guess.
See how it is then?
Maybe.
Quintus.
Like a pissed off linebacker.
Yep.
I'm just gonna run at him and brandishing my pike and gonna try and sweep the leg.
Nice.
Great athletics check of 29 against their something.
That
Reflex
is
DC?
not a critical success, but it is a success.
Excellent.
He is prone. This makes him flat-footed to all further attacks, unless they're
But it-
ranged.
Brilliant. It doesn't mean that they drop their weapon though, does it?
No.
But he has a bow. So. And I will then follow that up with like an overhand swing of said weapon again.
Oh. Yep.
20 to hit.
Did you add your +1?
I did, yeah.
So does a 21 because of demoralize? No.
Because he's also demoralized.
And he's flat-footed, so +3. And the +1 from thing, but I think that's already in there.
That's already in there.
So 20. Yeah, 20. No. You should have an item bonus in there as well. You have a +1 magic item.
Yes, that should be in there.
Yeah,
Is that
no,
baked
I
into
can
that?
see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then where's the? Okay, yeah, all good.
I can see it in the calculations. Unfortunately, that will miss as he kind of
Damn.
scrolls out. It was very close though.
But
Shit me. So AC of at least 24 then.
Alright, speaking of, his turn.
You
Well,
take 6 fire damage.
yep, he takes the 6 fire damage, which he
Thank
is
you.
not happy about at all. Then he has to stand up, spending one of his actions. Then he draws a sword and shield, taking up another one of his actions. And then for his final attack, he's going to use his... Well, for his final action, I should say, he's going to use his special double slash ability. Swinging once with the
Jesus.
scimitar.
He makes all attacks at -1 already because of demoralized, but yes.
Yep. That's
Please
going to
don't
hit.
crit. Oh.
And that's going to take you down, Quintus.
all right.
Jesus fuck. Okay.
Takes you to 0. And I think that was on a critical with 34.
Yes, that will be.
Unfortunately, though, he can't continue his action because he doesn't have any valid targets.
Oh no, that's so unfortunate.
But no, you see him kind of drop the longbow as he gets up. And as he uses 2 of his arms to help himself up, he uses the other 2 to grab the sword and shield. And just takes 2 quick swipes. The first one, though, just kind of takes you in one of the wounds that you got from earlier. And brings you down hard. You just see the world kind of spin and break, and everyone just kind of sees a little bit of blood come out
Jesus fuck.
as he goes down.
There's a heavy clatter and clang as like pile of weapons and armor filled with meat fall on the ground.
And mushrooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Halcyon.
Is he still frightened?
Yes.
Yes, until my turn.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, how far is Bill from me? Okay,
I can take care of Bill.
you
If
got
you want to
him?
just go. Yeah, just go. I'll get Quintus while you're about to creature.
There we go.
Alright. I
Thank you,
will
Rose.
stride to there. I shall step. And then I shall make a strike action with my Reaper's Lancet. Of course, I fucking hit. +1 for me. Rest is on.
I'm not sure this thing is capable of missing me.
Oh.
Ugh,
Speaking
not
of
a good roll.
capable of missing,
Fuck. It's 14 to hit.
it kind of
Oh, if-
brings its sword up in a parry. As you see it kind of start to go for another sword.
Oh shit.
Alright. Rose. Ooh. You can use a medicine check to administer first aid. That will stabilize.
The question is whether I soothe Bill, or whether I sleep the fucker.
Ooh. That is a question.
Do some sort of bird acknowledge to help you make a decision.
No, not worth it. I just soothe.
Soothe? Alright.
You'll get a turn. Alright, let's cast it. Hang on. Much as I want to sleep him, I have no idea what his bonuses are. Oh, shit, ignore that.
Alright, he's sleeping.
Alright, we're going We're gonna pretend. We're gonna pretend this is a.
Healing.
Is that really? Yeah, I heal for 7.
Yep. Hey, that's enough
I guess.
to stabilize him.
Target gains 1d10 plus 4. No. Sorry, that didn't upcast properly.
No, it didn't.
Okay, I'll do that again. 1d10 plus 4. Wow, thank you, game. You regain 12 hit points, Quintus.
I mean, your dying 2 switches to wounded 2.
Wounded 2 gives him a -2 to like most things, yes?
No.
It's just wounded 2.
It's a static number that stays there. Actually, I will double check that because that does sound right.
I thought Pathfinder had places like missing mechanics in check to stop the bounce back system that 5e is so notorious for.
Yeah, well.
Mostly, I'm pretty sure if you're at wounded 2 and then you go back to dying, you then add the wounded on.
You do, because your wounded condition immediately turns back to a dying condition.
Yeah. So
I've got the book in front of me. I'll look it up.
if he goes down, it'll be at least dying 3.
Okay, that's great.
And if he gets crit, he dies.
Yep. Yeah, no, wounded does not give you a penalty.
Okay, cool. Let's hope you don't fucking die, because I'm assuming this thing has like a +17, +18 to hit, which means it always hits us. Basically. Jesus fuck, how are we
I'm not
supposed to
going to
deal
say
with this
anything.
thing? How are we supposed to deal with this? I don't mean to metagame, but I have no clue how we deal with this thing.
Well, Rose, you have
Somebody
one action
get-
left.
Somebody get creative. Oh, I inspire defense.
Good call. Quench's got 12 hit points back. I'll just add
Hits
that in quickly.
Oh, thank you.
You're right. And Mata.
So is it still demoralized?
And
Oh,
no, it won't be
fuck.
anymore.
Yeah, hang on. I completely forgot about that. I should have done it. Anyway, you go ahead.
So in Aklo, I'll call out, "Hey, Zill, look at me." Bitch.
It looks at you, kind of shocked that you know anything, and kind of does this quick double take as it squints, and then you do actually see a look of fear go over its face.
And then
It is
right,
demoralized 1. That will hit.
Thank God.
I flip it off with both fingers and just ray of frost out of that.
Oh yeah.
Wait, did you just cantrip this thing? Nick,
Yes.
Nick, we need to kill this thing.
Well, he tried the spell.
That's true.
Everyone else is in the way.
Oh, that's true. We are. I'm sorry. We have a terrible party comp for line or like AoE casters.
Well,
All right, Bill.
Quintus,
make it worth it, bro. Let's
you
see 3
are
attacks.
you are on the ground, so you will have to spend an action to stand up.
Yes.
Or alternatively, it will cost you 2 actions, but you can move yourself from the combat before standing up. You do have a reach weapon after all.
I do. Can I make a trip attack while I'm on the ground?
You
Seems
can,
like it's the perfect place to do it.
you can, but it will be at a -2 penalty.
Ah. Ah. Well, I mean, if I'm going to get up anyway, I will get up, and then I will attempt to trip them.
Critical.
Oh, I
Fuck.
didn't do great.
No, he's actually fine with that one.
Dang. All right. Maybe I like cough out a bit of blood. Maybe we should just leave.
It's going to kill you, and then it's going to lay eggs in your chest.
You have 1 action left.
Yes, I do have 1 action left. I will attack.
Yep. Attack number 2.
Yep. Hey.
Yes!
That's going to be a massive hit.
Get some!
Oh, right.
29 to hit.
Well, that's a critical,
Awesome.
obviously.
Hasn't he already gotten multiple criticals? So, about damn time.
The fighter once again coming through the criticals on a second attack. God,
Yep.
It's only going to get worse next level for me. Standing up, you go to trip him, and you're kind of like, "Hey guys, maybe we should just leave." And then turning back, you just get this kind of gird your expression and just shove it into his chest.
Brilliant.
Alright, how much
Take-
damage?
30 damage, I guess.
Yep, 30 damage. He's bloodied.
Oh, wow. He's only bloodied.
Well,
He
He
lets
takes
out.
6 fire damage.
He lets out a little
Thank you
squeak.
for
and
the
he's like,
reminder.
I'm still standing.
It's okay, I got you, Matt. I'm sorry.
no, you're right. It's a lot to keep track of. I'm happy to have a little bit of help with the persistent things. Bazil, though, he's got... He doesn't like the pike that went through his chest.
Oh no.
But at the same point, you, Halcyon, are looking pretty prim and proper. So, he's gonna hit you with the double slash.
Oh, I am going to nimble dodge.
That's fair. Oh, wow. Yes, I am a nice GM who damage spreads. Also because Paizo / Pathfinder 2 specifically says to spread the fucking damage out.
Yeah, otherwise we'd just die. Nick, this thing hit me for 40 in a round. Fuck off.
How much does the nimble dodge help you?
Plus 2.
Plus 2.
+2? That will still be a critical.
Oh my god.
I rolled a 34 on a natural 18.
Bill would be dead. Bill would be dead.
Yep.
That's 32 damage.
Are you taking your minuses from being demoralized?
Ooh. No, that still meets the critical by 1.
Yeah, it just.
Wait. And plus 1. Plus 1
Because
from
Inspired Defense.
Inspire defense.
Oh, it's not a critical.
It is not a
Yes!
critical. Good work,
God bless you
Rose.
for reminding me.
Thank
God,
you.
no, it's all Nick. That was all
Yeah.
Nick. I wouldn't have remembered.
1 point makes the difference.
It absolutely did. That's only 16 damage.
Only 16 damage? Did you hear what he said? Only 16 damage.
Yeah, but if that had been a critical...
Well, he's gonna do his second one. He's gonna do the second one against you as well, Halcyon, because he has to with the double slash.
Ouch.
I've only got a 15.
Yeah, fuck
Thank
you,
God, it
bitch.
misses for the first time this combat.
For its second action.
Wait, that's only 1 action?
Yeah, he's got a special
Double
ability.
slash.
Oh my god.
But he takes the multiple action penalty.
Hopefully that's a third multiple action penalty.
He's gonna attempt to bite you, Quintus.
Nice.
I have an 18 though.
That will not hit.
That will not hit.
Thank God.
He has 1 action
cannot-
left.
I cannot wait till I can give us all like +5 AC for a round when things go like really fucky. It's going to be very nice.
And you know what? He's got intimidation. He's gonna look at you, Quintus,
Yeah.
and just let his mandibles kind of go out, and as he snarls and scars, just...
That's horrifying.
Fuck.
Will save?
No, I need your will DC. So what's your will save? Plus 10.
18.
18? I have a 19.
That's
My
more.
defense.
Inspire courage. Inspire defense also gives a +1 to all saves, and he has martial stance up,
Oh, right.
which includes a +1 to
fear
fear
effects. That's true.
And your boy is demoralized.
Yes, and he also has a +2 bonus to saves against mental effects. So yeah, he passes with flying colors.
Yeah.
You're good,
Because of
Bill.
Soothe.
No more demoralized. Well, not demoralized at all.
Yay. I throw a steely stare back at his face and make a horrible gnashing noise with my mouth and in the excitement of it, almost throw up lunch. But not quite. I hold it down. I was not demoralized.
Nice, bro.
Oh, that would be an absolute power move, though, if you had thrown up at him.
Right?
I think you have a gift for that, don't you,
Masticated
Quintus?
mushroom. Yeah.
Halcyon, your turn though.
Okay, I am going to battle medicine Quintus. This is going to be a DC 15 medicine check.
Hey,
Succeed. Hey!
hey, Halcyon.
Hi.
Does metal medicine have the manipulate trait?
It do.
Oh no, you're taking an opportunity attack.
You are in fact taking an opportunity attack.
I can take it.
Nimble dodge, bro. Nimble dodge. It's back up because
It is back up.
Are you using
yeah.
it?
Yeah, I'm going to use it. I don't want to take damage.
I have a 28, so
what's your AC? +2, +1.
It's not enough.
Not enough. Damn.
17 damage from the scimitar. He sees you go to start administering help, and he's just like, nope, and he swings out with the scimitar.
Ouch. Okay. Do I still get...
Yes, it still works.
Technically, yes.
Okay. That's...
4d8.
Yes. 4d8. That's 22 healing for Quintus.
Quintus, you get 22.
Nice.
You have 2 actions left, Halcyon.
Almost twice as good as a second level spell.
Almost.
Shit, I'm gonna do it against myself as well now. was gonna sneak around back, but not anymore.
Does he have multiple reactions?
Fuck off.
No, he doesn't.
That's a 25.
A 25? That's also
Uh,
critical, so the 4d8 again.
Awesome. So that's 48 plus 5 for my godless healing.
Atheist.
That's a 22.
I mean, it's the same.
Healing.
All right, this is all alchemy.
Yeah.
And nothing you can tell me otherwise. Yeah,
I get the feeling that these are just like concoctions of drugs. This is
Like,
like
yeah.
an
It's
this is like an
painkillers.
EpiPen and a morphine.
Yeah.
You've got like
And adrenaline shots.
wound clotting like mud, just pack it
Yeah.
into wounds and stuff. Yeah.
All right, and now I'm gonna stab him.
Yep. No multiple action penalty for healing.
That's
Yeah, nice job, bro. Good shit.
Oh, wow. That's what? 16? Yeah. Rolled a 5.
60.
Okay.
It's okay. There's...
I can kill bees. I can't kill ethereal beings.
I mean,
Okay.
these
I
are
hold
2
a
different
spell.
things.
I hold the sleep spell centered on the back corner until after Quintus is acted.
All
I'll
right.
cast it. That's it. Am I able to like tell with my other action? Can I tell Marta to tell him a diss for me? Can we do that?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course
Okay,
you can.
I want you to bond mow this fucker. I want you to tell him that he looks creepy as shit, and also that he's probably never gotten laid in his life if he wasn't like putting his eggs in somebody manually. All right. Thank you. And I'll roll this now. All right, bond mow.
I am going to give you a... Oh,
Oh.
don't need to.
Never mind.
Yeah, no, it's going to get lost in translation.
No, listen, I'm still giving you a thumbs up on this.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mata.
Okay,
And
I'm
I'll still do my spell.
Yep, after Quintus is gone.
I'm gonna go over to here,
Yep,
and the entire walk from here to here,
yep.
I am just... I've said what I've been told to say, except I turn it up to 11.
Yep.
Just filthy mouthing everything about his lineage and how he looks.
Yep.
And now that I'm in line with him,
Let's go, big boy.
What do we have?
Big boy
I-
magic. Big boy magic. We haven't seen any of this stuff yet.
I throw out my hands and shadows just go forth from
Oh,
me.
yes.
And hopefully that fucking...
Wow.
All right, well, he'll make a fortitude save. I'm kind of hoping he at least fails it. No, he will success. So he'll
Phenomenal.
take 1 damage.
this point, it's just pity damage, isn't it?
No persistent bleed damage.
Yeah, of course not.
Your tentacles go out to grasp him, and he just kind of grabs a couple out of the air. Just kind of goes, tentacles. I was born of this. Quintus!
Hit it very hard, please.
I'm gonna hit it very hard, please.
Good man. Thank you.
Come on, kill this thing.
Just smack it in the face.
I got a 23 to hit.
23. With the demoralize currently working on it, that
Demoralize is down.
it's down.
Yeah. Lasts from Nick's turn to Nick's turn.
Ah, that's right, because Nick did it.
True. Having some regrets right about now.
An actual demoralize. The 23 will miss then, unfortunately.
Alright, I will try and hit it very hard again, please. Got a...
No.
I've dropped my thing, whatever it is.
Have you already used
Pipe.
your hero point?
Hero point? I never use my hero points. Yeah,
Could you?
I could. I definitely could. Maybe I should.
I don't particularly want to.
I feel with the natural one, that would be fair.
Alright, I'll use it.
Please flip to a 20.
Or just...
23. I miss again.
It's been lovely playing this game with you guys.
I'm gonna pull and raise my shield, ready to use my shield block.
You know what? That's fair. The Zill.
He gets hit with a sleep spell.
Ah, that's right. Thank you. That's not the right DC, is it?
No,
20.
the DC is 21.
I have a 28.
God fucking damn it.
So he's a success, so he does have a penalty to his perception checks. Also, I'm surprised you're not doing underhanded assault, Halcyon.
Yeah, it's almost like someone's been dying.
Push,
Okay.
pusha.
The Zill takes 6 damage.
Ah. And he is now very bloodied.
Ooh,
I
very
find it so
bloody.
amusing. The most damage that's been dealt to him is through Rose, and just because of the bleed tick.
Well, the flame tick as it kind of courses up his body.
More dots.
Yep. I realized
More
about a second
dots.
I realized about a second after I told you that I was going to try and sleep him, that the instant I slept him, even if it went off, he was going to take the fire
Yeah.
damage and wake back up anyway. But I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Oh, right. Well, he's going to do his double slash again.
Great.
Halcyon,
Ow.
Party favorite.
the party healer.
Guess we'll just write up a new character.
That's
I
not a
cannot
critical.
Oh,
15 damage. As he
Okay.
swipes at you
Wait,
with his
hang on.
scimitar.
Everybody give yourselves an extra couple points of healing. Both of you take like 2 or 3 extra HP each. Because Inspire Defense also gives you the point of damage
resistance one.
Yeah, so take like 3 HP each if Matt's okay with it. Or like whatever's fair.
Quintus and Halcyon will get an extra 3.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't think the other 2 of us have been hit since it's been up.
Nope.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh, good.
Too many things to remember. This is why we consider switching to Foundry.
If I hadn't already paid for this.
I don't even know if it would make that any easier though, because that's like there's like a lot of effects there.
I'll talk about it later.
Yeah. All right, keep going.
All
Almost
right.
done.
His second one. That's gonna miss.
Thank God.
Nice.
He's gonna try to level a bite against you, Quintus.
Yep.
Is his bite's not that bad?
Why does he want to kiss you?
Because he's already taken him down. He's got the taste of Quintus's blood.
Why does everyone want to kiss Quintus?
You have your shield raised
Everyone.
at the moment, don't you?
I do.
Well, with the Inspired Defense and the shield raised, that will miss.
Yes.
Nice.
What was it? 25 or something?
24.
I have no idea what your AC is. Oh, nice. Holy shitballs, Batman.
He has a 4th one, so he's going to try the demoralize again. This time on you, Halcyon, because that will...
Can I counter performance at demoralize, do you think?
It's got the audible trait. Auditory trait.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Alright.
Oh, I already burned both my fucking focus points. Never mind.
I have a 32 against your will's DC.
Jeez.
Jesus
Do
Christ.
you want to critical me anymore?
I mean...
Well, he's demoralizing. Oh no, he's biting, isn't he?
He's demoralizing.
Demoralizing.
Oh, he's
Demoralizing.
demoralizing. Oh, that's fine. We'll take that. We'll take that every day.
So what is your will DC?
19.
Alright, so that's a critical. So you're... frightened 2.
Wait, have I spent my other focus point
All you've done
know.
is a persistent...
thing?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, why not? I'll do it.
You'll do it? Alright.
Yeah, it's just too nice not to have. All right, counter performance. Let's go. Fuck. Never mind.
Yeah, unfortunately. He did really well. I rolled an 18 for that.
Yeah.
And demoralize isn't affected by multi-action penalty, so... That's him done.
I rolled a 6.
Elias, Halcyon.
Okay, what does the frightened 2 do for me? Is it
-2.
Negative 2
my
to
skill
everything.
checks?
Just
Yeah.
yeah, negative 2 to everything.
All right, I am going
It's
to
not fun.
underhanded assault.
Yep.
So this is a stealth roll. -2. That's a 19. He's probably still gonna see that.
He does have a -1 to perception checks.
He
until
does.
the end of my next turn.
And boop. And threw it into chat.
So he will take... Yep.
Do I succeed my stealth check?
You do not, unfortunately.
Alright. I cannot make a melee strike. As part of that, so that's 2 actions gone. But I'm now flanking him.
Yay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna try and stab him.
Yep.
I'm just gonna add the -2, and you can do the -2 to his AC for flanking.
Yep. So it'd be a straight check.
That's 20
not
to...
wrong. It's okay, Sam.
You
I
are
want you to
flanking now.
remember- I want you to remember that the only session that I've been able to guilt you into using your hero point for the purposes of I inspire defense because that's been proving very important.
Yes, it has. Especially this kind of situation.
And then I'm just gonna like bow. There's no chance I hit, is there?
I'm not sure.
All right, I will.
Roll a 20.
I can't demoralize him
can't roll
again
as
because
bad as I can.
he's immune to demoralizing for a while, I think.
From you, he is.
Yes. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna inspire defense and then I'm gonna daze the fucker.
Good call. He has a
Why
mind.
not? Why not? DC is 21.
Alright, he does the will save. He will succeed, but that's fine. He still takes the damage.
He takes.
Will you just fail? Please!
I can't cast whatchamacallit effects yet, can I?
Which effects?
Next level days will deal the extra d6.
Yep.
But does not yet. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So then he takes 4.
Mm-hmm. I've done
That's my
that.
turn.
Alright. Marta.
Gonna take a hop and a skip backwards, and as I do, fire off some more freezing beams. Fuck!
Nice.
This guy's immortal.
As
I
you
am so sorry.
as you set off the ray of frost, the wards from around the room kind of just immediately arc up, and it
Wait.
gets a couple of feet in front of you and just kind of suppresses it.
Dick Woods.
Dick move, words. Dick move.
Indeed.
All right.
If it does help, your description of your first spell was awesome, and I was
It
so ready
was.
for the big magic.
Thanks.
Quintus.
And him.
I'm going to drop my shield, pick up my weapon,
Yep.
and then try and trip him again.
He's
20.
yeah, no, he's fine with that.
And then I will try and
Bop him. Bop, 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 bop.
Please.
Oh god.
it's not great.
The case of the invulnerable goblins are the first ever thing. They're only invulnerable because we can't hit them.
The Zill. Oh.
He takes 6 fire damage.
He doesn't, in fact, take 6 damage.
Kill him!
Jeez.
He's not looking good. Those flames are fucking with him
Fuck him
something
up.
fierce.
Imagine
Oh.
if he'd failed that save. He'd have taken 72 damage or something crazy by now.
Him though. Well, he likes his double slash.
Okay.
No one else does.
No.
Hey Quintus.
Hey.
Please don't kill Quintus.
I
He's
have,
literally my favorite character.
I have a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
So 15 damage.
Ooh. Will it inspire defense?
Ooh.
No,
He
we
doesn't
have
have the
those-
shield.
Yeah, I dropped my shield.
Ah, fuck.
And he has to do it against the same target. I have a 24 again for 10 damage.
God
That'll
damn it.
still hit.
Hey, Halcyon, was... Yep.
Was that including the resistance from inspire defense?
True. So it's...
-2 damage to that.
Yep. So gain 2.
Thank you, Sam.
Gain 2.
Yep.
Thank you.
And Halcyon, were you the one complaining about you weren't getting... You wasn't kissing anyone else?
Yeah, go kiss Mara.
No! No, stay away from the mage, please.
I got a 10.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and what's your last action, Matt?
Demoralize.
Play your last pathetic card.
Demoralize
Matthew.
Lenore.
Oh, no.
Fight me, bitch.
That was sick.
The Zill is gonna turn to you, Mata.
Oh.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I've been waiting for him to plane shift out of here this entire time.
No,
The
I
door's still open, right?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I assume that's how he got in here, much like the spiders did, but I guess maybe he can't get out the same way? I mean, wait, isn't plane shift like a massively high-level spell, though, in this edition?
This isn't plane shift has always been a massively high level spell.
he's also
Yeah.
a creature that can plane shift by... Or he has it as a built-in ability.
Yeah,
one's
so I'm just
one's
saying-
ethereal shifting, one's
The
plane
wards-
plane shift
I
is
don't
a bit
remember
bigger.
I don't
The
remember the
wards
difference.
must have some sort of like anchor
Yeah,
aspect.
anchor something. Okay.
Or he's
I
just
think-
really pissed off at you all.
Yeah.
That's true.
I
I
have
think
a
anchoring is easier level-wise than.
You're probably right.
32 to my intimidate.
Well,
I mean,
that'll probably intimidate whoever you decide to intimidate.
It was smarter.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yep. Alright. Elias, you have
Am I
flanking.
frightened one?
You're no longer
Am I so-
frightened.
Hey!
Please stab him through the spine.
Yes.
Please, oh dear god.
We've got him this round, surely. Okay, that's one. Keep going. Keep going.
Second attack. You've got to roll over 10 at some point. Thank
that'll also be +2 to damage from the circumstance bonus.
Yep.
Because the second, that'll be bludgeoning. Yeah. First one is piercing, second one is bludgeoning.
I wish
So
there
that's
had
8
been more damage.
And I'm going to use my reaction to inject the poison from... Oh no, that's only the
He's
second
a
one.
spider.
He's
No,
not a
he's not.
spider.
He's a
Well,
tentacle
he's a
man.
spider hunter, rather. You don't think
so
he has
that's-
poison immunities?
He's
Oh, well,
that's
fuck
8
it.
damage. From that one. That was like the worst
He's
damage.
not looking good at all. You have
Hit him
one action
again.
left. Nope.
Woo! Yeah! Go me!
Rose? He takes
I'll
the
make
6
one-
damage.
I'll make one shot with my longbow and then decide what I'm doing after that.
Yep.
Oh,
If you can see what's about to happen.
I got a 26 to hit,
That will hit.
and I deal 3 damage.
Please kill him.
Is it enough?
It is not enough.
Okay, then I daze him, and he takes 4. Please tell me that's enough.
Oh
No?
no,
Okay.
because you shot him, so that's one action. Alright. You kind of go shoot him, and he kind of takes it. He's bleeding from everywhere at this point, and you kind of see him just dot one eye towards you with a very "you're next," and you just kind of reach out and go, "No!"
I just mentally flick him on the forehead. That's what I imagine dazing is.
And as if it was an actual forced flick to his forehead, he tumbles down to the ground unconscious.
Oh my god.
I immediately stab him multiple times in the chest.
Wait, we're not supposed to kill. Are we allowed to kill him? I don't know.
He's not humanoid anymore.
He's an extra dimensional creature. I think you're fine on this instance.
Okay, cool.
I like quickly turn around.
Unless you have dimensional shackles, Rose, I think it's best he dies.
Yes, no, that's fair. Quintus, are you okay?
I quickly turn around to see if everyone else is okay, and like everyone's still standing. So
Yeah.
I
I'm
just
not
like
good.
I just fall over to my
No.
knees. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna lay down.
Just before you turn around, you realize, and you can see that there is a arrow sticking through one side of my ribs and out the other.
Yeah.
But you're still standing, so you're fine.
I'm still standing, yes.
By the
I am
rules of
going
fighters.
Battle medicine. I should actually be adding a +1 to these because of Maldwin's expanded healer's kit.
Well,
+2 if you weren't already. Oh, you mean because you've already got a +1. That's not a crit, so I'll take your...
Oh, is it a +2 from the expanded healer's kit? I thought it was a
Yes,
+1.
the expanded healer's kit is...
anyway,
is 2, I
guys,
believe.
considering
We're
the
quitting.
time,
Yeah, we gotta go.
I will leave it there for the evening.
Okay.
I will be back in
Well, don't mute
TeamSpeak.
us.
I'm not gonna
Everybody-
mute you.
Everybody in TeamSpeak, you just mute TeamSpeak on your end. Thank you, Matt. You're
Okay.
very kind.
Remember
might-
to raid.
Yes, I'm going to raid, but I'm going to take off my headphones so I don't accidentally mute the streamer or something.
Okay.
All right. Hey everyone. So yeah, that was our session for tonight. We are going to in fact leave it there for the night. Wow. 1-0. His stats actually had him to fight till death because he was a little bit narky that someone took his meal. But we are going to raid someone, or I'm going to find someone to raid, but we'll do that once I've muted everything. So stick around for the raid if you can. Otherwise, we will be back here with more Agents of Edgewatch next week, presented by me for Paizo Publishing's Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Same time next week, 7:30 Sunday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Until then, my name is Matthew. This has been Obscura, and remember, we are the storytellers.
Bye-bye!